Okay. Alright, we're back. Alright. I'm just gonna wait for everyone to get in here. And then, we should be okay. We should be okay. Hello. Okay. Alright, it's working. It's working. That's good. That's good. We like that. Oh god, I have to reorder this. Alright, whatever. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. We got 2 people in here. We got 2 people in here. That's good. Oh shit. Okay. I don't know if there's a way to get everybody else back in here, but we had like a lot of people, so I doubt. No, don't drop them on drop them on Twitter instead of the Discord. Drop them on Twitter instead of the Discord because it'll be much easier for me to go through them that way. I need to leave and rejoin. Okay. I'm gonna use this time to order this a little bit, but yeah, let's see if everyone gets back first. I doubt it though. This is why I hate disconnects. Because it's like impossible to get back after that. It's working now? Okay, good. Alright. We should be fine from here on. I think it's just it gets annoying when that happens. But yeah, so let me just fix up this list a little bit first. Should we do Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles? No, we don't need to do that. We'll just rank the game as 1. Just makes a lot more sense that way. Alright, so we did these. Alright. Yeah. Yo, okay, Octrain's here. We're just gonna try and wait for everyone who was disconnected to come back. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but yeah. Dropped it on Twitter at you. Nice, we'll check it out after we done this one. Did you see the trailer? Yeah, we watched the trailer at the start of this stream. Well, the start of the last one. You know what I mean. You know, before we died. Alright, Generations, Sonic 4, Lost World, a whole bunch of mobile games and Sonic Booms. Did not play any of these. Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces, and Sonic Frontiers. Okay, good. Okay. I've seen it now. Oh my god, I know, dude. It's so good. It's so good. I'm mad excited. I actually can't wait. All right. Are the audio levels good? Like, music's not too loud, and I sound good and everything like that. Audio is good. Perfect. Okay, here we go. So, the Sonic the Hedgehog mainline games tier list. And yes, I know there's a bunch of spin-offs and handheld games, but listen, we'll cover those when we play them. But this is just the main series. Okay, I really wish I could get rid of these frickin' pop-ups. But you can't. You cannot get rid of them. Can I crop them out, maybe? Maybe I can just, you know. There we go. There we go. Alright, perfect. That's good. That's actually good. That's actually good. Now you can just see the list. Alright, so, without further ado, let's get started. Hopefully everyone else will find their way back, but, yeah. These things happen. It's annoying. I don't... You know, it's just as bad for me when I disconnect as it is for you guys, so, You know, but it's just, listen, this place is not good for streaming. I can tell you that now. Also, my voice is like going, so I need a drink. All right, so let's get started. So, actually, you know what? Let's do what I did for the Mario list and like actually put the soundtracks for each corresponding game here. Sonic 1 OST. All right, and please do not give me one that has ads. Perfect. Okay, so let's talk about Sonic 1. So you've said Sonic 1 A tier, the only bad things about it is no good reward for Chaos Emeralds and no spin dash. Disagree. Disagree. I think Sonic 1 is a B rank. And the reason I'm giving it a B rank is because, look, this is the game that started it all. This is the game that was the origin, you could say, of the Sonic franchise. But it's not without its issues, right? First of all, a good chunk of the game kinda sucks to play through, right? You get Green Hill Zone, which is this incredibly fun level, like probably the best opening level in like any 2D platformer, really. And you know, it's just such a fun area to just run around, explore, just mess with the physics, find goodies and everything. The music is great, it's iconic, the visuals are fantastic, and everything, right? You really get the essence of Sonic from just that level. But then you follow it up with stuff like Marvel Zone, where all of the speed and all of the fun you had in Green Hill Zone is just completely stripped away from you, and instead you got to do slow platforming on blocks, and there's traps everywhere, and even the aesthetic of it like just isn't really as appealing. You know, Spring Yard Zone is a little bit better. You know, it still has a lot of slow block riding. It still has a lot of sections where you got to wait for stuff and whatnot. But I think it's a pretty good level. And then you get hit with Labyrinth Zone. And that is where I start having problems. Because, dude, I don't know whose idea it was to take a character like Sonic, where they're like, alright, he's got to go fast. And they dunk him in slow-ass water. And not only that, but he's also got a timer constantly ticking down to his death. Like, bro. Just, no. And at one point that was supposed to be the second zone in the game. Just remember that. Just remember what they almost did to you, alright? They almost really did. I actually think the Sonic series would have failed if Labyrinth Zone was the second zone. I genuinely think so. But yeah, so, you know, overall though, it's still a really good game. And, you know, obviously Starlight is my personal favorite zone in the game. You know, it's a lot of fun. It's got the speed, it's got the atmosphere, it's got the platforming, the music is a banger for it. And Scrap Brain Zone, you know, it's a very tough final level, but it's a good one. And, you know, the boss is pretty basic, but fun. And yeah, it's a good start to the series. It's a good entry. Definitely not one of the best, has most certainly been surpassed, but there's definitely a lot worse, as we're gonna see. So that's it for Sonic 1. B tier is my ranking. What's everybody else's thoughts? I think I'll get the update same time as you. Probably. I mean, well, it depends on your region. Sonic 3 Hydro City is like the completed proposition of Labyrinth second zone. Yes, but we'll get to that. We'll talk about that. I could never even make it past Chemical Plant. I suck at Sonic. Chemical Plant stuff, but we'll talk about Sonic 2 in a minute. B tier, same. Alright. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. There's something we did for the Mario list. That I forgot about. Give me 1 second. Okay, I am back. I am back. But this time, alright, I'm not on my own. Because, for those of you who are here, you know, if anyone, actually, was anyone in the chat currently there for the Mario Thon and for the ranking that we did for those games? I don't actually know. Anyway, you know, I didn't do the tier list alone. I actually had some input from a second, third party, whatever. I'm joined by a guest, but first she needs to, you know, unmute.
Hello.
Okay, hello. Wait.
How good audio is.
Yeah, well, how's her audio? I saw the Mario ranking, but it was my first stream. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I think it was. Muffled, good. These are two different answers. Apparently you're muffled.
Is this any better?
It sounds better to me. I don't know how it is for everybody else. Perfection. Okay. Perfect now? Okay, good. Alright, so anyway, yeah, so I'm joined by Emma, who is our moderator. Say hello.
Hello.
And also, what's your opinion on Sonic 1? I know it was very sudden, but I forgot to like do that because we did it for the Mario one. But yes, so what do you think about Sonic 1?
I liked Sonic 1 quite a bit. Yeah, there was parts of it that I did struggle with that made it very frustrating for me. But for the most part, I found it okay.
All right, and would you agree with a B ranking, or do you think it's more of an E or a D or a C or an A or an S rank? I don't know.
I think I put in a C, personally.
Okay, so you'd rank it a little bit lower. That's fair, that's fair. I get it. But yeah, anyway, so I guess that's really it. So we can move on now to Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Let me pull up the original soundtrack for this game. Alright, here we go. So, Sonic 2. Now, here's the thing, right? Sonic 2. This game took everything that worked about Sonic 1 and just improved on it. And that is the perfect thing that a sequel should do. You've already said A tier, and listen, just off the bat, yes, that's exactly where it goes. Sonic 2 is a perfect A tier game because, literally, they took the fun parts of Sonic 1 but just expanded upon it. You know, you got Emerald Hill, you got Chemical Plant, you got Aquatic Ruin, you got Casino Night, you got Hilltop Zone, you got Mystic Cave Zone. Very, very good levels. They're very fun, they're fast-paced, they got good platforming, it's challenging, but also fair, and it's just such a good time. But then, right, and here's what keeps it out of S tier. You hit Oil Ocean Zone, and you hit Metropolis Zone, and you hit Sky Chase Zone back to back. Now, Sky Chase Zone isn't bad for the same reason the other two are, but it's just kind of a bit boring. This is kind of a bit boring, you know, you sit on top of the tornado, you hit some enemies every now and then boom, you're at Wing Fortress Zone. Only bad things were Metropolis and Sky Chase. See, I'd add Oil Ocean to that. Oil Ocean is a bad zone because, like, dude, the enemy placement is horrendous. The enemy placement is so horrendous in Oil Ocean Zone. It's even the level design isn't even that bad. It's just the enemy placement. It's so bullshit. But then Metropolis has that problem tenfold with having some of the most disgustingly overpowered badniks in the entire series. And they're not even overpowered because of like their regular skill set. They're just overpowered by where they put them. Like, oh yes, let's put Shellcracker with his massive ass jank hitbox under the smallest ceilings possible, so it's like damn near impossible to dodge him. Like, dude, I don't know what they were thinking, but it's just stuff like that that just keeps it out of S tier barely. But like, dude, Sonic 2 is so fucking good. It gave us the spin dash, right? Huge game-changing move right there. That is a defining feature of the Sonic series to this day. It gave us Tails, who is a returning character through every single game, one of the best characters in the franchise, one of the best sidekicks, although, you know, he's kind of growing out of that sidekick role now, which I appreciate, and that's nice and cool. And it also gave us the 7th Chaos Emerald and Super Sonic, which is fucking raw. I love Super Sonic. Super Sonic is so cool. Yes, it's just Super Saiyan, but listen, he's a hedgehog, and I think that's pretty freaking dope. So that's kind of all I got for Sonic 2, really. It's just, yeah, the level design's great, the music's great, the graphics are a lot of fun, the environments really pop. It's just the gameplay is just really solid. Like, yeah, just chef's kiss, really good game. Not perfect, but really good. How do you feel about Sonic 2, Emma?
Wait, did you just ask what I think?
Yes.
Okay, so...
You don't like Sonic 2, do you?
No, I don't. I actually do not like Sonic 2. I was a bit worried to say that, because everyone seems to think it's like an A.
Get her out. But explain your reasoning. Explain your reasoning.
I don't know, I just found it unnecessarily hard for me at some bits.
Yeah, I get it. That chemical plant roadblock, you know, it gets a lot of people, I understand. I think you should give it a chance, though. I think you should give it another chance.
Yeah.
Sorry, tomato skillet issue. Jesus Christ.
See, I knew this would happen, but I admit that it's gonna be a skill issue for me, because I mean, obviously loads of people really like it. So I'll put it in a C. Wait, no, I'll put it in a D. So it's a bit lower than Sonic 1, but I think if I try playing it again now, it might not be as bad.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It is hard, but it's still good, though. Yeah, this game is definitely challenging, and there's definitely a lot of, like, beginner's traps moments, so I don't blame you for disliking that about it, and, you know, I definitely get it. I definitely get it. Like, if you didn't, like, grow up with it, then, like, I get why you might not really vibe with it that much.
Yeah, and when I first played it as well, I think it was, like, not the first one, but one of the kind of first ones, so I did, like, find it a bit difficult, but now that I've played more, and I've, like, improved on playing Sonic games more, I think if I go back, I probably enjoy it more now. Yeah,
I'd play it through Origins too, just because you don't have to deal with like lives and stuff like that, so that'll make it easier for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's it for Sonic 2. So now we're gonna move on to Sonic CD. Of course, we've got to put the legendary Sonic CD soundtrack playing in the background, because you know we can't do it without it. So, why is the stream Frontiers category? Yeah, we can change that. We can change that. Just chatting. Okay, apparently it doesn't exist. There we go. Alright. So, A tier easily peel out time travel Metal Sonic Amy Rose. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. Sonic CD is the weakest out of the classic games, but it's still a B tier. Hear me out. Metal Sonic is the greatest thing to happen to Sonic. Metal Sonic is a peak character. I love Metal Sonic. I've grown to love Amy over the years. You know, I didn't like Amy much in the beginning, but my opinion turned around on her after reading stuff like IDW and her character in Frontiers and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I get it now. I get this character now. I understand. So, you know, it took some time to warm up to her, but I always loved Metal Sonic. He's such a cool idea for a villain. I love him so much. He's super threatening in this game, too. Like, he really has, like, a threatening presence about him here. Level design is a bit questionable. Shut the fuck up, ain't no way it's the weakest. It's not weaker than Sonic 1. Here's the thing, right? I much rather go back and play Sonic 1 from start to finish than Sonic CD. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, I don't think Sonic 1 is that much better than Sonic CD, which is why they're, like, right next to each other, but, like, I would still play Sonic 1 over it. Like, I find myself revisiting Sonic 1 way more than CD. You can't be serious? Listen, man, I'm just saying, like, Sonic 1 has, at its peak, has better peaks than Sonic CD. But here's the thing, right? Sonic CD has something that prevents it from even being better than Sonic 1. And it is one particular zone. Wacky Workbench. Wacky Workbench is an awful level. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Let's take Sonic, a character who, you know, is known for ground traversal, and make it so that the entire ground just bounces your ass up to the ceiling. It is not fun. It's okay, you're saying skill issue, right? That's not even the problem. It's not a hard zone at all. The issue is that it's not well designed. You bounce all the way to the top, and then guess what? You gotta slowly climb your way down. There's spinning platforms everywhere, and there's spinning things, and it always disorients you, and finding the robot generator. Finding the robot generator is a fucking nightmare here, because they want you to purposefully get yourself crushed by this unassuming cylinder that you wouldn't otherwise try and interact with. You have to get crushed by it to find the fucking generator, and it's like, what, who the fuck is gonna know about that unless you already know that's there? Like, what? Dude, it's such a bad zone. Like, Wacky Workbench is like bottom 5 classic Sonic zones. Like, genuinely, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's not like Labyrinth Zone tier, mind you. But it is down there. It is down there for sure. No debate. But then you also have some really good zones like Stardust Speedway and Quartz Quadrant and Palm Tree Panic. And it's like, you know, this is a lot of fun. I really like the time travel mechanic. I think it's a lot of fun. You know, I don't really personally like going for the time stones. I actually prefer the exploration aspect of finding the generators. I think it's a lot more fun. It's more rewarding. And also that way you get a good future in each zone rather than having to get the good ending, like, you know, for the game overall. So yeah, it's a good game. It's a cool game. I love the opening. Obviously, that goes without saying. The soundtrack is great. Both versions, actually. I like the US soundtrack as well. Japanese is top 3 Sonic soundtracks of all time. And yeah, that's kind of. I think that's all I've got for Sonic CD. Emma, what's your opinion on Sonic CD? I think you've said it's your favorite classic game, isn't it?
Yeah, I would put this. Would I put it in S? No, I think I'll just put it in A.
Yeah, what do you like about this game?
I mean, where do I start? I don't know, I really liked the levels, I liked characters they added to.
Anything else?
I just got a, sorry, Josh private messaged me. I'm gonna say, and at first he said about how, bad my opinion card was of...
It was me, deal.
That I had the skill issue, and then now he's just put, like, never mind, I understand the peakness of CD.
But yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
Hello, Pepper. We're ranking the Sonic games that we played.
But yeah, no, I really liked the Metal Sonic as well. And
Metal Sonic is raw.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was like a really interesting and fun game to play through. Alright.
Majin was one of the best things to come out of CD. We don't talk about Majin, alright? We don't talk about him. Not in this house. But guys, listen. Nothing else fucking matters now. Alright? Fuck all these other games. Listen. There's something I need you to understand. There is no debate. There is no conversation to be had. Also, wait, let me share my screen with you so you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. Yeah. I hope this doesn't, like, lag the stream too much, but, you know. Actually, you can just watch it through the stream, right?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I don't want the stream to lag, so we won't do that. Alright.
Okay.
But listen, man. I don't even need to say it. Like, everything that this game does that is perfection has been gushed about endlessly, not just by me, but by pretty much every other fucking Sonic fan on Earth. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is my favorite video game of all time. I think this is the best video game I've ever played, and I think it always will be, because this game has such a special place in my heart, and it always will. Like, I don't think that, like, no matter how good Sonic Superstars is, even if that game is, like, objectively better, none of that matters, because this game will always just have that personal connection to me, and, like, I'm never gonna live that down. Yes, a lot of it is nostalgia, but, like, at the end of the day, man, what does this game have? Some of the best designed levels I have ever seen in a 2D platformer. Angel Island, Hydro City, Marble Garden, Carnival Night, Ice Cap, Launch Base, Mushroom Hill, Flying Battery, Sandopolis, Hidden Palace, Lava Reef, right? Sky Sanctuary, Death Egg, Doomsday Zone. I don't give a fuck what you say about any of these zones. I know people don't like Sandopolis. I know some people don't like Carnival Night or Flying Battery. Listen, you suck at the game, just admit it, it's okay. But, like, I sucked at it too. I remember when I first played fucking Sandopolis Act 2, I time over twice. Twice on that level. It was difficult. You mean Hydro City? Yes, I do mean Hydro City, alright? Listen, it's Hydro City. I'm not having this debate, alright? Stop. But yeah, no, just like, dude. If you think Sonic 3 and Knuckles is bad, it's a skill issue. It honestly is. It honestly is. It honestly is. And look, we didn't even talk about Knuckles. Bro, they gave us the best character in the entire franchise. No, Hydro City. You're just pronouncing it right. You're pronouncing it right. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's Hydro City, you know? You'd never say it wrong, would you? Boxer, they introduced Boxer. Nipples the enchilada. But bro, Knuckles is my favorite Sonic character, and he's so fucking cool, man. He's so cool in this game. I love how he has his own alternate paths. Some of the levels he has are completely unique to him in terms of design. His gliding, his climbing walls, being able to punch through walls. Just, dude. And just the whole lore of the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emerald and Angel Island and everything is so fucking cool. This game really expanded the story of Sonic in ways that, like, was unheard of at the time. Like, the way they presented the story through, like, wordless cutscenes and everything is so peak. It's so goddamn good. Listen, I have to make a video about this at some point, right? I think each of these games honestly could get their own videos. I should do it for Mario as well. But man, like, if I wasn't having to rank so many other games, I would talk about it for so much longer, but this game is so fucking good. I love the graphics. The Blue Sphere special stages are the best ones in the entire series. Don't fight me on that. Just so many alternate routes. The levels are fucking huge in this game. Like, this game is a technical marvel, by the way. The levels are massive in this game. This is a huge game for 1994. And, like, everything about it, man. The graphics, the music. It's just, this is Sonic to me. This is the definitive Sonic experience. I don't give a fuck what you think is better than this game. It doesn't matter to me. This is it. This right here is it. I want something to overtake it, right? But I don't think it ever will. I don't think there's ever going to be a game that will live up to the same kind of standard that Sonic 3 and Knuckles set almost 30 years ago. I want you to understand, next February, this game is going to be 30 years old. Wild. And not a single video game since then has been able to surpass it, in my opinion. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the best game of all time. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Alright, so Emma, what do you think? Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Love it, hate it, think it's meh?
I put in A. I don't know. I put in A because it's really good. But I like that the levels are big, but sometimes for me, because I'm not good at Sonic games, I can get a bit confused with it.
Yeah, I get that.
So
I get that.
I can, like, admire, like, for those who, like, are better than I am at playing them, that it's a fun thing. It's like, going to be keeping them engaged, because there's like different routes to explore and that, but I'm not very good, so I find it confusing. But I also like how there's like how they've handled doing the different characters, like how they did Tails and Knuckles. I like Knuckles' character in this a lot, like when he does like his little chuckle and like is like teasing almost Sonic at the beginning. Then I like the whole like turnaround point where he joins them.
Yeah,
oh
so
yeah,
good.
Boxer, sorry. I forgot his name is Boxer. But yeah, I put it in A. I do prefer CD over it, personally.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, it's like you either have like CD in S tier or Sonic 3 and Knuckles in S tier, and then the other one is like somewhere a little bit below that. That's usually how it goes. But yeah, yeah, no, it's definitely a very like open-ended, like large game. Like even when I first played it, I remember getting lost and time overing and all that kind of stuff a lot. Like it's a very difficult game to navigate if you're not like used to it, especially nowadays. So I get it. But it's goated regardless. I mean, there you go. Hydro City is playing. Superstars in the corner, am I a joke too? Listen, man, it might be up there, but like it's just not gonna have the same emotional impact I think that this game has on me. Like this game has gotten me through some of the worst times I've had in my life, and it's gonna continue to do that. Like it's my comfort game. It is my comfort game. I love it so much. He's a bit of an asshole at the beginning, but he's cool. He is. That's why I love him. He's a bit of a prick. They even foreshadowed him in Sonic 2 ending. That's only on the mobile version. That wasn't in the original. Before we can continue, we can all agree that SA2 and Mania are 3 S tiers, right? One of those is, and we'll get to it. I mean, embodies everything Sonic should be. Exactly. You got it exactly right there. Live and learn. Live and learn. But before we get to living and learning, we got to talk about Sonic 3D Blast. Alright guys, what's the opinion on Sonic 3D Blast? What's the jury on this one? How do we feel about Sonic 3D Blast? Because I'm gonna be real with you. I don't hate it, right? In fact, I actually kinda used to like this game. S tier, almost as good as 06. I think I should kill you. This list is pretty fair. So far. I mean, something might die because of you. Probably DLC. Belongs in the what the fuck tier. Okay, here's the thing about Sonic 3D Blast. I genuinely did used to like this game. Like before I would have said it's a C tier, but replaying it for this marathon, I really started to realize that this game just did not need to exist. To be honest, I'd give it a B. It sucks, but it's really fun and weird. Like, why did they make it? See, that's exactly my point. Like, I don't know what the purpose of this game was, aside from just to fill the gap because Sonic Extreme got fucking cancelled. Like, well, okay, it didn't get cancelled yet, I think, at this point, but the game was delayed, so they needed something out for the holiday, and this is kind of just what they threw together. Here's the thing. Played this as a kid, never passed the first level. But yeah, no, it's like, the game is... Fundamentally, it is just flawed. Like, there's no way around it. Like, the isometric gameplay, the being on a 2D plane and everything like that, trying to emulate 3D, like, it has its issues, it's got its jank. What keeps this from being an absolute bottom of the barrel game, though, is that there are moments where I'm genuinely having fun playing it. Like, I almost don't even want to put it in D tier because I feel like it's better than that. But to be honest, I'm looking at all these other games and I can't in good conscience like rank it above some of the games that may actually be in C tier. So if it is C, then it's like bottom of C, but yeah, this game is weird. I don't even really know what to say about it. I don't like the boss fights. None of them really... The collision feels weird on them and everything, the section where it wants you to do precise platforming You know, those obviously aren't good. You know, the control isn't super responsive. I don't like having to collect flickies. The best level in the game is the only one where you don't have to collect flickies, so there you go. But speaking of 3D Blast music playing right now. That's right, I have the game's playlists on at the moment. Boring as fuck, just put it in D for now. Why is there an E tier and no F tier? Because in Sonic games, there is no F rank. So it goes down to E. Like how S is the best of the best? Because of Japan. It's like a Japanese grading system, that's why that exists. It's hard to compare it to others because the reason it's fun is so different. Yeah, that's also fair, that's also fair. The game is just so goddamn different than everything else on here that like it's really hard to talk about it. Like genuinely, genuinely comparing it to these other games is really difficult. But like, if we're being completely for real here, many of the games on here are much better than it. Even the ones that I'd put in C tier, I would definitely play way before 3D Blast. So that's just kind of roughly where it's going to land right now. I feel like if we were ranking all of these games with all these like spin-offs and everything, it might be in C tier. But just going off of mainline, I think D tier is where it lands. So that's kind of, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. What have you got for 3D Blast, Emma? Have you ever played this game? I don't know if you have.
No, I haven't played it.
Okay, so no opinion. What do you think looking at it though? Do you just, you know, do you think it looks fun? Do you think it looks kind of jank? Like, what's your opinion? Oh yeah, this is Emma, by the way. She's on the call for those of you who weren't here for that.
I feel like it would... I'm trying to think, what does 3D Blast look like? Because if it's the one that I'm thinking of, then I think...
It's the isometric thing with the checkerboard levels. Like every level has a checkerboard pattern. Yes, that one.
I didn't really like the look of it, to be honest. And I feel like I would, after a while of playing it, like I just would really want to play it for long.
Yeah, I get that. Let's see, S stands for shit. Wrong, because Sonic 3 and Knuckles is in that tier and that would never happen. F is for fantastic. Sonic Forces, to be honest, is C. We'll get to it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Let's move on, though. Let's move on, though. Let's move on to a good transition to 3D. You know, with a good 3D Sonic game here. We're going to talk about Sonic Adventure. Now, this is a bit of a chungy-wongy right here. We're going to talk about a bit of a chungus game right here. This game is... Oh my god. Alright, this has got ads. Why are we doing this? Why are we putting ads on this? This should not have ads. Alright, there we go. Let's go to this song. There we go. Alright, Sonic Adventure. SA1 is B tier? I'm gonna have to shoot you. Sonic Adventure, to this day, will always be one of my favorite games in the series. It was the first mainline Sonic game I ever played. So yes, I'm a little bit, you know, I kind of got the rose-tinted goggles on. You know, I can't lie. There's a little bit of nostalgia involved. But I'd be lying to myself. I'd be lying to myself if I didn't put this in S tier. Sonic Adventure is exactly what I want from a 3D Sonic game. Hear me out. It's got the platforming action that you'd expect, and is a good evolution of the classic gameplay with Sonic's gameplay. You got really fun stages that, you know, are definitely challenging and definitely feel like they were taken from a 2D Sonic game and put into 3D in like a natural way, right? It feels really good. S7 would have been S tier for me if it wasn't for Big the Cat. I'll talk about that. But with Tails, you get slightly different gameplay. You get to experience the same levels, but in a different way. You know, you're flying through them, racing, and everything instead of just, you know, going straight to the goal. It's a different kind of game. It's a different kind of gameplay. It's more focused on the challenge of speed running, and I really appreciate that. It gets you to kind of think about the levels in a different way. With Knuckles, you get your treasure hunting emerald levels, which are better than the ones in SA2. All right, listen, I don't give a damn. They butchered the radar. It makes it not fun to play in that game. Sorry. Actually, I kind of do like the treasure hunting levels in SA2, but we'll get to that. But it's a lot of fun, and again, it makes you think about the levels you're playing in a different way. You know, it's more exploration focused. You want to look at every nook and cranny, find out where the emeralds are. You know, it might be in an enemy, it might be underground. You know, you never know. It might be on top of some huge building that you didn't look at before. You know, with Sonic. But then you have the other three characters, and this is where it gets controversial, right? You got Amy, whose gameplay is focused on, you know, running away from Zero. It's a lot more slower pace. There's a lot more of a puzzle element to it. I really like it. I actually really like Amy's gameplay. It's a lot of fun. Doing her hammer vault and everything, you know, to gaining speed, and then doing that is very satisfying. I feel like it uses the momentum and the physics really well. Just the whole game does in general. You know, yeah, she's slower paced, but the levels are a lot of fun. They really do accommodate for that, I feel like. Then there's also E102 Gamma. You know, you run around the stages, you're shooting stuff, you want to, you know, combo as many things as you can to get time, because obviously it's constantly ticking down as you're playing as levels. And it's a lot of fun. Like I love blowing stuff up. It's just, it's fun. It's fun, okay? I don't know what to tell you. It's a good time. But then, of course, you know, on cue with the music is the most controversial thing about the game. Big the Cat. Listen, I get it. I used to suck at the game too, I understand, alright? But that's just the thing. The thing is, people who don't like Big the Cat's gameplay just simply suck at it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's literally it. His levels are easy as hell. They are so easy. All you need to do is just cast your rod, wait for Froggy to bite, hit down on the stick, and just hold the A button. And that's it. You just do that for 4 levels in a boss fight. In fact, it's not even a boss. It's barely even a boss fight. And his story is over. You can beat it in less than 20 minutes. Like, be for real. Be for real. I just don't enjoy the fishing. That's fair, but it doesn't go. It doesn't even last for that long. It doesn't even last for that long. The worst thing about the game is a 20-minute segment at best. Which is why it's an S tier. Yes, that stops it from being better than like 3 and Knuckles or any of the other games that I would put above it. But it is not enough to put it down in A tier. I love Sonic Adventure. The final boss is great. The story is a hell of a lot of fun. I really like how they expand the lore that was kind of introduced in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you know, with Knuckles' ancient Echidna tribe being wiped out by Chaos, and Chaos being the god of destruction and everything, and it's really fun, and Eggman's trying to harness his power, but he's a fool because he's trying to use powers beyond his comprehension, and it won't be the last time he does that for sure. And just like, man, the dialogue is a little bit cheesy. The cutscene animation is very, very fucking dated. Even for when it came out, to be honest, it was dated. But like, dude, I don't care. I don't care about any of that. All of that to me just embodies the soul and passion that was, you know, put behind the game. You know, everything about it was made so sincerely, and they really wanted to make it bang. And you know what? It did. It did. Sonic Adventure is an S tier game for me. I love it. I wish I could talk about it more extensively, but for the sakes of, you know, keeping things condensed and, you know, keeping it moving, that's where it's going to go for now. We have a lot of games to get through, so yeah, that's going to be it. Get him off the stage. Nope. Sorry, man. It's just what it is. Yeah, but that 20-minute segment stops it from being S tier for me. I get it. Look, like, I understand. But I do think the hate for Big is definitely a little overblown. I do think the hate for Big is a little bit overblown. Like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Again, it's like, when the rest of the game is just peak, that doesn't matter to me. That doesn't matter to me. Also, the soundtrack is great. The graphics for the time are also amazing. The lighting system on the Dreamcast version is great. Yes, DX butchered it, and then the ports of that butchered it even further. But listen, we're talking about the Dreamcast experience here for the most part, obviously. So yeah. What are your thoughts, Emma? What do you think about Sonic Adventure? Are you an enjoyer of this game?
Big.
Huh?
I hate Big the Cat.
You hate Big? Okay.
Yes. First of all, I just find him so annoying. Like, I don't know, just seeing him in that game just annoys me so much. First of all,
You mean you don't like
then with
Froggy?
the whole like fishing thing. By the way, I'm like mostly too annoyed with Big the Cat to even like really get that far. Because I'm like, I can't deal with Big the Cat for too long. So, just, I don't know. But I can see that it is a good game. I can see as well for when it came out how big it must have been for those kind of things that they introduced then, and for how it looked as well, I'm sure. But I would personally put it in either C or D. I don't know. I wouldn't put it that high personally.
Damn,
I like
okay.
it, but like, I don't know. There's like just parts of it where I don't really feel like playing. I haven't played through it fully because I just don't. I start it and then I just don't feel like finishing it.
Okay, I get it. It's a big game. It's a big game. What did she say? She said the game is a C or a D, which scathing review. But you know, I get it. Again, it's one of those things where I really did bad. I don't think I could do that.
Oh my gosh!
And even if I could, I wouldn't because we need her here.
I'm getting hated on at the moment.
I know. I mean, that's just what that.
Myself was
That's just
CD, but oh no.
That's just what happens with Sonic opinions. Listen, it gets crazy out here. You got to be careful. But yeah, no. Again, I definitely get it. Like, I think again, it's one of those things where if you didn't really grow up with it, like you're not gonna vibe with it as much. Like, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. I totally get it. I totally understand. But I disagree, and you're wrong. So let's move on to Sonic Adventure 2. And chat. You are not going to like what I have to say about Sonic Adventure 2. You are not going to like what I have to say about Sonic Adventure 2. Because, alright, here's the thing. Let me tell you. You're all saying S tier. You're all saying S tier. But let's be for real. Let's actually wind it back a little bit. This game is not an S tier. It can't be. It's an A. It's an A. Listen, I love this game. But let's be completely for real. This game has too many glaring flaws for me to look at it and say this is on the same level as 3 and Knuckles or Adventure 1. First of all, my big thing is they took out hub worlds. Why did they took? You guys are so mad, but hear me out. They took out hub worlds. Like, hub worlds was actually one of my favorite things about Sonic Adventure 1 because it gives you like a little break. It gives you a little intermission between the stages where you get the motherfucker outside. That doesn't even make sense. At least if you're gonna roast me, make it make sense, bro. You have no bitches. This is factually incorrect. Anyway. No way, Adventure 1 is better. Dude, like, think about it. Sonic Adventure 1 feels more like an actual adventure because of the hub worlds. The fact that they got rid of them was probably the biggest detriment to Sonic Adventure 2. And I get that the game is going for more of a fast-paced kind of, like, you know, tone and everything than the first game was. So, you know, going stage to stage kind of fits that better. But I feel like you do lose something a little bit by just getting rid of them, personally. And listen, here's the thing as well. 2/3 of the game, SA2 is more linear. See, that's my problem. That's my problem. I think the game, I think they went too linear. I think they went too linear. And again, I'm saying all of this while still putting it in A tier. This game is still fucking fantastic, don't get me wrong. But 2/3 of the game have very glaring flaws. The mech levels, first of all, are the worst levels in the game. Specifically Tails' mech levels. Tails' mech levels were very clearly last-minute additions, and that's because they were. So the level design is awkward in areas, enemies just drop on your face a lot of the time, and everything like that. I've lost all respect for you. listen, man, you don't understand. It doesn't matter, like the song said. Like, you know, it's just the worst version of Gamma. I prefer Gamma's gameplay in Sonic Adventure 1. Like, I'm just gonna straight up say it. Like, it's a nerfed version of Gamma. Then you got the treasure hunting stages, which are also nerfed from SA1 because the radar doesn't pick up more than one emerald at once. And I know someone's gonna bring up mods. I'm talking about the vanilla game here. Get out with that. That doesn't count. So, you know, it's the same reason we're not gonna talk about Project 06 when we talk about Sonic 06. Oh, we're gonna get to Sonic 06. But listen, it's just stuff like that. It's just stuff like that. There's a few too many things where I'm like, okay, this feels like a downgrade from the first game. There's just a few too many things that feel like it's a downgrade from the first game where I'm like, alright, this definitely is not on the same tier. It's still really good though. Like, you guys are yelling at me and saying all this stuff, but here's the thing. Like, I'm still putting this game in A tier. Like, it's still better than, like, it's still in the top echelon of Sonic games here. That's what you need to understand. It's just not S tier. It's not. I'm sorry. I'm warming up to beat your ass. Okay, shut the fuck up now, you're just capping. How am I capping? Where's the cap? I've said my opinion. Like, listen, it's just, man, there's just one too many things where I'm like, it just feels like it's worse than the first game. Even the story, I even prefer the story in the first game. I feel like this game has a couple, like, inconsistencies in it, sometimes, that kind of take me out of the moment. But it's really fun. I love, like, the story is a lot of fun. I really do like it. The stages are a lot of fun. I love the Sonic and Shadow levels. You just have a skill issue in treasure hunting and mech shooting. It's not even a skill issue, it's just some of them aren't very well designed. Like, you can't look at a level like Mad Space and tell me that that's well designed. Be for real. Be actually for real. Mad Space is fucking terrible. One of the worst 3D Sonic levels. Alright, and that's in this game. SA2 has more memes. Yeah, but like, I don't really think that's a bonus for the game. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that really makes the game, like, better. But, you know, again, like, the Sonic and Shadow levels they're mad fun. Like, yes, they're more linear, but like, I don't care. It's still really fun gameplay wise. You know, the bounce bracelet is one of the best additions to Sonic's moveset that they've had as an upgrade and everything. And yeah, no, it's a really good game. It's a really good game, just not as good as the first one. That's my opinion. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna shoot it over to Emma. Oh yeah, also the soundtrack obviously is really good, but the first game's is also better. So anyway, Adventure 1 is a top 3 soundtrack also. Adventure 1 is a top 3 soundtrack also. Put it in S, or you admit you have a skill issue? Wrong. Anyway, Emma, what's your opinion on Sonic Adventure 2? You're a fan of this game, aren't you? You're a big fan.
Yes. I put in S. I really like the mech levels. That's actually my favourite part of the game.
Crazy.
Which, without going against what, like, you think, it sounds like it's a complete opposite, really. But
yeah, no, we're the opposites, because you said before when you played it that you didn't like the speed levels that much.
Yeah.
But that's my favourite part of the game, by far.
That much, but I love the mech. I also like the treasure hunting ones, although sometimes, obviously, it's a bit frustrating. Because I think it's the one you mentioned, the level you mentioned, the space one. Sometimes that can be annoying to find the emerald pieces and that. But no, I really like this game. I find it really fun to play through. I definitely prefer it more over the first one. Okay,
there you go. See, at least you got your redemption. Chat agrees with you. Put it in S. Put it in S. Put it in S. Nope, it's my list. It's my list. Actually, you know what? Let me put the link in chat. There we go. I'll pin it as well.
Okie dokie.
There you go. So yeah, everyone in chat can make their list, but we're just doing the mainline ones. We're just doing the mainline ones. So only do those, and then yeah, I'll redo my tier list. All right. But yeah, so you guys can make yours, and obviously send it over to Twitter after we're done, and or you can do it before, and then we'll check it out after we finished ranking them. So yeah, that's gonna do it for that. Oh yeah, also Adventure 2 has the best multiplayer in the series. I forgot to mention that. So there you go. Thumbs up for that. We play it a lot, actually. You enjoy playing multiplayer with me, don't you?
Yes, I really.
Except
like
when we do the speed levels,
multiplayer.
you don't like playing the speed levels with me.
No.
Because I'm very good at them. Alright, so let's talk about
like,
Sonic Heroes.
I feel like when we play the battle mode, though, it like shows that we do prefer the different ones, because like you'll like completely destroy me at the speed ones, and then sometimes on the mech ones I've like killed you so quick and you're like, how the heck did you do that? And I'm like, I mean, I just really like these levels. I play these levels the most.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go. Okay. It's time to talk about Sonic Heroes. This game, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think out of literally every game on this list, this one is the one that changes for me the most. Because some days, I'm feeling like this is like an A tier game, like an A rank game. But then some days, I'm like, it's kind of like a C rank, honestly. So, my take on Sonic Heroes is somewhere in the middle. I think it's a B. A high B, but still a B. Very inconsistent game, but I enjoy it. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. The problem with this game is it varies so much within itself that it's just very difficult to really pinpoint my genuine thoughts on it. It's really fun though, like, because here's the thing, right? Again, I have a lot of nostalgia for this game too, but I can admit that there's a lot of areas where I'm like, okay, I prefer if maybe this wasn't the way it is. Like, you know, really my big issues come down to, like, these things I'm about to mention. The control. The control is definitely a major step down from the adventure games. It's very slippery, the physics don't feel quite as consistent as they did in those games. You know, obviously, if you played the game enough, you can kind of get your way around that. You can kind of play around some of the jankier physics. But, you know, that is a problem, admittedly. Then there's the fact that you essentially have to play the same game 4 times in order to unlock the true final fight. And that's kind of, Heroes is its own playstyle. You can't really compare it to SA1 and 2. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, because it's really built on the same kind of formula. Like, most people would consider Heroes to be an adventure formula game, but, you know, obviously with different, you know, it's obviously got its differences here and there, but, you know, it's really the best point of reference to compare it to, and if we're talking completely honestly, control-wise, like, you know, yeah, it's not as good. It's just factually not as good. Like Frontiers, for example, like, despite that having different gameplay, it's still got the boost mechanics and everything from Unleashed and Generations, but I would still say that that game controls better than Unleashed and Generations. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, and then what else? It's really just the game had a distinct lack of polish that, like, wasn't, you know, an issue really up to that point. Obviously, you know, nowadays, you know, Sonic games release kind of worse than that, but, you know, yeah, there's definitely a lot of areas where Heroes feels like a step down, but there's a lot that I really genuinely appreciate about it. I actually love the team mechanic. I think it was a great idea, and I'm honestly really disappointed that they've never done anything with it since. Like, Riders and Team Sonic Racing kind of tried to incorporate elements of that by having your powered flight and speed characters, but beyond that, like, we've never really gotten a game that kind of capitalizes on this feature and really builds on it, and that's honestly the biggest missed opportunity, really. I'm done with my own list. That's good, we'll check it out after. Again, make sure to send it to the Twitter. I have a ton of home exit buy and fuck your extra zone. Bro, I guarantee you haven't even played most of these games, and you're yelling at me. Anyway. Yeah, so I don't know, it's such a weird game to talk about. Like, you know, there's genuinely a lot I like about it, but then there's just, like, you know, I think what it is I really love the idea of Heroes, but then playing it is not, you know, doesn't quite live up to that. You know, so it's weird. It's weird. It's a very weird game. You know, soundtrack's great. The story is it's whatever. It's kind of negligible. They weren't really focused on that, so I'll just do that. There we go. Okay, why is this? Why won't it let me? All right, there we go. Story is basically like the classic games. Yeah, that was really the intention. They really wanted to, like, you know, make it feel like a classic game in 3D, which, you know, I think has its successes, but also its failures in areas. And yeah, it's overall, I think it balances out to a pretty good game. It's a pretty good game. It's just not. It just has a lot of things that keep it out of A rank and S rank, and you know some of those Team Chaotix missions are definitely, you know, also contribute to that. But yeah, and just the general repetition of the game. The special stages are also god awful. Like, they're so bad, they're awful. The control is terrible in those special stages. It's so bad. I got a shit hard. Good to know. But yeah, so B rank is my final ranking for Sonic Heroes. Also, multiplayer is also very fun in this game too, as well. It's not like SA2 tier, but it's very good. Alright, Emma, what do you think of Sonic Heroes? Have you played Sonic Heroes, actually? Because I don't know. Watching while doing? Good for you.
I think I did play a bit, but I honestly cannot remember how I found playing it. I don't know if I've played or if it's just like from me watching you play it. It kind of makes me feel like I might have played it, if that makes sense.
I guess.
So I don't really know where I'd rank it.
Okay, well, just based on like what you know about the game, where would you think you'd put it?
I think I'd maybe put it in a C.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really have too much to say. I like the concept of it though.
Yeah, again, I think the concept really carries here. The concept definitely really carries here. I get it. Watch Seaside Denied and make your thoughts. I mean, that's a fan animation. That has nothing to do with the game. I love Seaside Denied though, don't get me wrong. Heroes is C tier. Yeah, I get it. I really like the game though. Again, I have some nostalgia for it, so I'm maybe a little bit less harsh towards it because of that. Alright, but guys, the fun's over. The fun's over. We can't talk about good games anymore. Sonic.
Oh no.
06. I mean, guys, what is there to even say about this game that hasn't already been said? I know I said that for 3 and Knuckles, but this is in the complete fucking opposite way. Where's Shadow? Shadow isn't mainline, we're not ranking it. I'm sorry, man, this game is garbage. Like, there's just no... It is mainline, it is not. It is not, because Shadow is the main character. Shadow is the main character. It's a Sonic Team game. Yep, but Shadow is the main character. Sorry. Sorry. And also, we didn't even play it for the marathon, so I wouldn't be able to rank it in good conscience. So, you know. And no, I'm not going to play it now. No. Don't say you're sorry. No. You're right, you're right. You know what? Unapologetically, this game is bad. Like, I don't give a damn what Twitter says. Alright? These people are freaks. This is a bad game, no matter how you spin it. Is there enjoyment to be had because it's a bad game? Yes. But ultimately, does any of that even matter? No. Because fundamentally, this game fails on so many levels to understand what made this series good in the first place. It failed to understand what the fans wanted. It failed to understand what the series needed to do in order to evolve for the next generation. This was meant to be Sonic's 15th anniversary outing. It was his first outing on 7th gen systems, and it was a flop. Not in sales, the game sold really well. But it was a flop in terms of execution and reviews. And it completely tanked the reputation of this series for years. What I need you to understand, this singular game destroyed this franchise's reputation. Fucking obliterated it, to the point where every time a new Sonic game is announced, even now, this game always gets brought up. It's always, oh guys, remember the travesty that was Sonic 06? Remember when Sonic kissed a human woman? Oh my goodness, guys, that was so scandalous. Remember when that happened? It's like, bro, if nothing else, the legacy of this game alone is enough to put it in E tier. But then there's the gameplay. It feels like shit to control. It's jank up the arse, full of glitches, full of unpolished because the game was rushed to meet a deadline, and just gameplay mechanics that just don't fucking work. Things that do not function. A terrible story with awful translations and bad animations and just everything about it. The most fun you can have with this game is by fucking breaking it in half. Dead ass. The most fun you can have with this game is by just watching it crack at the seams. Now, this is an easy S tier. If you like terrible games, then yes. This is a permanent stain on his reputation. Yeah, Sonic 06 is always going to be a stain on this franchise, regardless of how good it gets. Sonic could consistently output 10 out of 10 games for like a decade, and people would still talk about 06. Still. It has, I need you to understand, it has been 17 years since this game released, and it is still one of the most infamous video games of all time. Think about that. That takes a truly awful game for that to be the case. Music and Shadow's story carry. Shadow's story is also good, and yes, the soundtrack, of course, is a banger. It's one of the best in the series. The best thing about it, and you don't even have to play the game to experience either of those things, actually. So there you go. Bringing up a game from 2006 affecting a game in 2023. Yep, and it always will. So that's all I've got for 06. Emma, what do you think? Have you played this actually? I don't know if you have.
Yes. I don't
What do
think
you
I
think?
played all of it. I think
Okay.
I got so frustrated with it that I literally had to stop playing otherwise. I very rarely get like angry at a game. Like, I'll get frustrated and be like, oh, this is so annoying, but then I'll keep on playing. I think this is one of the few games where I've actually gotten so annoyed I literally just had to stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I put it in a D, even though I, like I just said, it like was just really bad for me to play, but I put it in D because the music is like so good.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think I'll see what they were trying to do. It's just they didn't do it in a way that ended up good.
Yeah. No, the game had
I could
potential.
see the
It did.
potential and that, but it's just the way it was like executed. It like just wasn't done well, and with the whole relationship thing, just well. So yeah.
Yeah, the less said about that, the better. I would say
Yeah, I
level
would
design
definitely
is good
say that.
too. In areas, yes. I think like for the most part, the level design is pretty decent. But yeah, I mean, Project 06 has shown that, like, you know, it could have worked. It could have. Nothing obviously could have fixed the shit story or, like, you know, the general just issues that the game has. But obviously, like, from a gameplay perspective, I think that's just about as good as it could have been. So obviously, you know, if you want a good Sonic 06 experience, play that. But if you want to experience the official version, then I mean, just have fun. Darkspine Sonic, it's time. A game to surpass Sonic 06, perhaps. Actually, maybe not, but you know. It's time to talk about Sonic and the Secret Rings.
Oh no.
Yep. What the hell? Alright. So. B tier? I gotta stop the music. My brother in Christ, have you lost your goddamn mind? Have you actually lost your mind? B tier? B tier. You know what? I should put you in the B tier, and by that I mean the banned from my stream tier. Anyway, so it was Sonic and the Secret Rings. Dark Spine and Speed Break carry. Alright, so Jesus Christ. D tier. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I don't know. This game is a D tier. You're right, because here's the thing. It's worse than 3D Blast. I'd much rather play 3D Blast. But what this game has is everything. Except, right, for the gameplay. Which is obviously a big problem. Okay, that goes without saying. This game has everything going for it except the gameplay. The story is a lot of fun. I actually really like the storybook aesthetic. I love the Arabian Nights setting and everything. I think that they adapted the stories in an interesting way that fits for Sonic. And that's great. You know, the dialogue and voice acting is also a lot of fun. I feel like that's like peak Sonic characterization. The music is also really fire. You know, no pun intended. And what else? Like, I like, for a Wii game, it actually looks really good. Like, for an early Wii title, it genuinely, like, graphically looks very impressive. So all of that stuff is good, right? But what's not good is just the gameplay. The Wii Remote. Can we just talk about the Wii Remote? I already don't like motion controls, right? But what I hate is when motion controls are the entirety of the gameplay, and that is what this game is. If you want a homing attack, shake. If you want to interact with stage gimmicks, shake. If you want to have carpal tunnel, shake. You know, it's just like it's so bad. It took you 30 minutes to beat a raise when you got severe wrist pains. I understand. Yeah. Yes. This game puts you in physical pain when playing it. And obviously that cannot be overlooked. That is an issue. I was in physical pain after playing this. And that's not the first time, because I've beaten the game before, and I was also in a lot of pain afterwards. This game fucking hurts. It hurts to play. Genuinely. Dark Spine is cool as fuck. He is. I like Dark Spine a lot. Again, it's just like, man, it's just the boss fights, the levels, the level design even, the controls. It's just not good. It's not good. And to top all of that off, the mission structure. If you don't know what missions you're supposed to go for, you could just be doing some random shit that you don't need to do and making yourself suffer even further. And it won't even progress the plot. So that's fucking great. And also the leveling system was a bad idea too. Having Sonic start out so shitty is like, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. But I really didn't have much else to say about this game. It's, you know, it's not good. It's not good. It's not the worst, but it's not good. This is like a 5 out of 10 game where I'm like, everything else is really good, but the gameplay just being as shockingly horrible as it is, you know, yeah, it knocks it all the way down to D tier. This game could have been like an A tier if the control was just normal, but they didn't do that, so is what it is. Emma, what are your thoughts on Secret Rings?
I have
my tier list,
also
music and
put
Dark
it in
carry, yes they do.
D tier. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember how many levels I even got into, but this is another one where I just had to like stop playing. I just was not having any fun with it, was just getting so annoyed with it. So I don't even know if I got to do like three levels, and then I got so confused because you were trying to explain to me like what missions and stuff were actually needed to do, and that you don't need to do them all. And I was like, well, what's the point in putting it in the game then if it's not even like necessary? Or like at least like not put it so it's a separate like bonus kind of thing that you unlock maybe afterwards or something. So I put it with 06 for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really think you even unlock anything for doing the extra missions, to be honest, except for, like, multiplayer stuff, maybe, which, you know, I've never touched that, and I don't think it's very good anyway, so, yeah.
Yeah.
7 rings in hand. Posted it. Nice. But yeah, so I guess that's it for secret rings. I guess the jury has decided on this one. To banish it. Alright, Sonic Unleashed. This one's gonna be controversial, I can already tell.
Oh,
Watch what you say here, I will be watching. I know you're gonna hate me for I'm gonna put this game, but you need to listen. Sonic Unleashed. No matter how many times I play it, and even though it improves every time, I just cannot, in good conscience, put it higher than a B. Without Sonic Unleashed, I wouldn't have found you. True. And I like the game. I do genuinely enjoy the game. However, unfollowed. There's actually no way. There's actually no way. I'm not even saying the game is bad. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. When I first played this game, I thought it was mid. Then I replayed it with the 60 FPS patch, and I was like, okay, you know what? I kind of enjoyed that actually a lot more. Then I played it again for this series of streams, and I was like, holy shit, this game is actually pretty good. But at the end of the day, I still go into this game from starting out and going all the way to the end, from start to finish, during the plot and everything. It's not great. It's not the best experience. And the reason purely comes down to the Werehog. I actually like the Werehog gameplay. I think it plays good once you've got it past around... Once you've got most of its skills past around level 5. Before that, it is a slog to play as. Before that, it is a slog to play as. Genuinely. And not only that, but the medal collecting. The medal collecting is the main thing that keeps this game, like, out of A tier for me. This would be like an A tier game if medal collecting was just not in it. Because, dude, it's really counterintuitive. Now, yeah, the Werehog stages are generally where you're going to want to get them, and that is what I do when I play the game, and it is a lot more fun to actually explore the levels with the Werehog, but doing it with daytime Sonic is just not fun. It's just not fun. It feels like you're constantly having to wrestle against what the game wants you to do in order to collect the medals, and it just doesn't feel good. Like, it doesn't feel good exploring those levels. Like, those levels were made to be, like, blasted through. They weren't meant to be explored. Like, it's very obvious. Like, the medals go against the level design philosophy. And I think that that's a big thing that keeps it out of A tier. I literally played this game in 10 FPS and enjoyed it. See, I don't understand that. You need a good frame rate for a game like this. You really do. Most medals in day stages are in your path. No, they're not. No, they're not. You can complete whole levels without collecting a single one. Like, genuinely. I know this game. I mean, not well enough. Got him. Sorry, that was a little mean. But, you know... I get it, though. Like, no, I genuinely get why people love this game, but... Here's my thing, right? I just don't think this game is peak. I think I think this game is overhyped. This game in the past, like, 3-4 years-ish has had a lot of love in the community, and I get it. But saying it's better than games like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or even Sonic Adventure 2, or Generations, or Mania, doesn't make sense to me. Because when I think about games like that, I think those are games with very few flaws that I always enjoy coming back to, that I always enjoy playing from start to finish. Unleashed is not a game that I actually enjoy playing from start to finish that much. It's a game that I really do like to revisit, but Generations' few flaws. Bro, name literally one thing wrong with Generations. We'll talk about it though. Don't talk about it yet. We'll talk about that when we rank Generations. Save it for that. But anyway, hold that thought. But yeah, no, like, I really love, a few things I really love about this game, though. The speed levels are a lot of fun. It introduced the boost formula in 3D. SA1 has few flaws. Yeah. To me, it's a game that is just, I enjoy playing Sonic Adventure more than Unleashed. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I just like the gameplay more. But yeah, anyway, Unleashed gave us the boost formula in 3D, which is great. The graphics are incredible, some of the best in the series, only just recently surpassed by Frontiers, basically. And even then, I think the art direction in Unleashed is pretty much the peak of the franchise, really, in terms of just how good it looks. You know, the story's a lot of fun. I really liked Chip as a character. You know, it was a lot of good. It was a lot of fun. They did kind of regress Tails' character in this game, which I know people don't like to hear, but this was the game that started Tails' character regression. This was the game that started it. It wasn't Colors, all right? That's revisionist history. This game started it. The opening cutscene is obviously peak. I just remembered it because the music from it is playing. One of the best openings to any video game ever. And just the sense of like an interconnected, like genuine journey around the world and seeing all these cultures that, you know, are, kind of reflective of real life was really fun to see, and something that I wouldn't have expected out of a Sonic game, but I got it, and Unleashed does that really well. Like, the atmosphere and the vibe of this game is immaculate, but there's just a few gameplay things here and there where I'm like, it's not an A tier, it's a B tier. Very high B tier. But it's not up there. But yeah, I don't think Unleashed has enough of a special factor to be there up with the others. Yeah, Unleashed just lacks a little bit of that it factor that I think the other games that are above it have. Where it's here. So yeah, I agree with you. Unleashed is good, but B is fair. I should wake up at 1 AM for update 3 of Frontiers. You could do that, or you could be responsible. It's up to you. It's good fun though. It's a fun game. It's a very fun game. How is this in the same tier as CD? I mean, it's higher than CD. It's in the same tier, but it's ranked above. So I prefer it over CD by a bit. But I think they're both good games, just very flawed ones. So I think it's a pretty reasonable ranking, all things considered. Alright, but... oh yeah, Emma, what do you think of Sonic Unleashed? Actually, I already know what you think of it, but let them know.
I've actually put it... I don't know if you'll know that I've put it here, but I put it top of A.
Okay. Interesting.
I really
not what I
liked
expected.
Werehog was... I preferred the Werehog stages more than the normal, I guess, Sonic. But yeah, I really liked the Werehog ones. I liked Chip, although towards the end I did find him like a bit annoying at times. I also liked the story, like that you had to go to like the different areas and they all represented like different resembled places like all over the world for us as well. And they tried to interpret different countries and that into this game rather than just having like all carved looking, either like Mushroom Hill, like carved completely made up, or carved like more is Mushroom Hill one, or am I merging
yes.
two? Yeah. Okay, for a second I got scared because I don't want people to start hating on me again, so I just had to
no one's gonna hate on you. You're okay.
I'm remembering. I was like, what if I'm remembering the name wrong? But yeah, I like that it represents different parts of the worlds and the different areas in the game as well. There's Professor Pickle as well. Just wanted to throw him in. I also find the Amy and the Werehog interactions like quite funny as well. So yeah, I really liked Unleashed, but there are games that I think now do go higher, which is rather put in A, because I'm trying to make it more of a balanced kind of list as well.
Yeah.
And like I said,
I remember. Oh, sorry.
I didn't really get along too well with the like faster, like normal Sonic stages and that, so that's why it's not an S. Yeah.
You I remember you said it was your favorite, but it was surpassed by something very recently.
Yeah.
That we'll get to at the end of the list, but you know that's we'll talk about that. But yeah, so that's it for Sonic Unleashed, I guess. I know, very heated one, but look, this game has a very passionate fan base, like the most passionate out of like any other game in the series. So you gotta really dance around this one carefully, because people get very mad at you if you have a different opinion on this game. No offense to you, of course, but you know, it's just Twitter is not fun when it comes to this one. Anyway, so Sonic and the Black Knight is the next game. I don't know why it did that, but you know, there we go. All right, let's talk about Sonic and the Black Knight. So this game, I think this is our first C tier, because when I truly think about it, it is markedly better than these, but it's not on the level of these. Like, I could not in conscience put Sonic and the Black Knight in the same tier as, like, Sonic CD and Sonic Unleashed. It just doesn't make sense. But, with that being said, it is far better than anything below it on this list. I want to make that clear. I really like this game. But, it's not on that level. I'm sorry, it just can't be. Because of just, fundamentally, it just can't be. But the game is really fun. Let me talk about what I like about this game. The setting is fantastic. I love the Arthurian setting of the game and everything. The Knights of the Round Table are a lot of fun. King Arthur is a lot of fun. Melina is a great character. She's a really awesome twist villain. I love that a lot. The plot is just really good too. It's honestly a really mature story that's being told here, and it does it very like deliberately and in a way that's like tasteful. You know, it's a very tasteful examination of that kind of topic, and it's a scary topic to talk about that this game covers, which is just mortality in general. And they hide it behind just such an awesome, just a visually awesome game. Like, it just like the image of Sonic with a sword is so fucking raw. I know people made fun of it back in the day, but like, bro, the message in the story is literally we will all die one day. Exactly, but it's about living life to the fullest, and that's what Sonic tells you at the end of the game, and that's what you got to live by. But like, the gameplay is so much better than Secret Rings, because it's still on rails, yes, but you actually get to control Sonic with a control stick. There's still motion controls, but you don't have to use them as much, because it's more just for the sword gameplay. Which, the big thing is, the sword gameplay could have more variation. Like, it feels like a lot of the time I'm just swinging whenever I see enemies, and otherwise I'm just kind of running around and jumping with Sonic, doing a bit of platforming here and there. The bosses aren't really that higher than CD. Okay, now I know that you're capping. This game is not better than Sonic CD. Stop. Chill out. Like, yeah, like the game is really good. It's just like it just can't be any higher than a C. It can't be any higher than a C. Realistically speaking, it's just not up here. I would definitely play any of these games over Black Knight. But I would much rather play Black Knight over any of these. Why can't it be higher than a C? I've explained it like 3 times. I've explained it like 3 times. It just does not make sense for it to be on the same tier as these. It doesn't. Is it because it's on the Wii? Well, yeah. At the end of the day, that is a limiting factor. Like, being able to play the game, like, you know, it definitely controls better than Secret Rings, but, like, being able to play the game with a normal controller and everything, and, you know, having a better moveset for Sonic, because it's on a controller, would have genuinely benefited this. Like, imagine this game, but with better, like, sword combos and stuff, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking of when I think of what this game could have been. But yeah, no, the game is really good. I'm not going to deny that, but it's not like, it's like a 7 out of 10. It's like a 7 out of 10. Like, C rank is for games that are like a 6 to 7 out of 10. You know, they definitely have a lot of flaws, but I really appreciate what they were doing. B is more like, you know, this is like a 7.5 out of 10. Again, it has a lot of flaws, but really appreciate it. A tier is like your kind of 8, is kind of your 8 to 8.5 kind of area, and S tier is like the 9 to 10s. This game was released a few months before Motion Plus came out. That would have helped it. So yeah, when I think about this game, I'm thinking about stuff like that, really. You know, that would have definitely improved the situation. But it's not a bad game. It's not a bad game in the slightest. I really do like what this game was going for. I really do. How do you feel about this game, Emma? How do you feel about Sonic and the Black Knight? Have you played Sonic and the Black Knight?
No. I actually
You've not played it at all?
played it. No.
What do you think, though? Do you think you would enjoy it? Do you think you would not enjoy it?
See, it's conflicting because I know how Sonic and the Secret Rings was for me, but then there are some very cool character designs and it does look like a very interesting story as well. So
Yeah.
I want to play it, but at the same time it's like in my mind, because of the story, I'm expecting something like quite good, but then I'm worried that if I play it, it might kind of be not as bad as Secret Rings, but like not. I don't know how much better it is.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. It's one of those weird games where you have to like really play it to get a feel for it. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's always a concern, of course. Okay. I know what you bum-ass motherfuckers are gonna say. No, I do not like this game. Let me make that abundantly clear.
What do you mean? I thought you said you were going to put it in S tier.
You bitches, man. It's not good. It's just not good. Now, here's the thing, right? This game gets D tier, but above these two, because I would much rather play Sonic 4 over 3D Blast or Secret Rings. Alright, I'm gonna be honest. Actually, no, you know what? Maybe I'd rather play 3D Blast more.
But you played this for 60 hours?
Okay, first of all, that was actually episode 2, and second of all, oh my god, I'm not explaining this shit again. Listen. I hate everybody in this chat right now. I just want you to be aware of that. But anyway, listen, Sonic 4. Let me just actually talk about this game and why I was lying the whole time and it is actually S tier. No.
So
All right, so there, yeah, it's
so
there.
That's what people genuinely think.
Fuck you,
think.
Okay, let me talk about this bum game for a second here. So, like, listen. The biggest issue with this game is the fact that they called it Sonic 4, and I don't think that's a secret. Like, they absolutely shot themselves in the foot by calling this Sonic 4. This should have just stayed as a mobile game like they planned, but instead they were like, no, this is the sequel to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. No, it isn't. No, it is not. First of all, they marketed this game by being like, hey guys, look, none of Sonic's shitty friends are in this game, because that was the narrative at the time, you know, obviously people were getting, you know, reviewers and YouTube funny men didn't want, you know, to play as anyone other than Sonic at the time, so a lot of this game's marketing was revolved around the fact that you could only play as Sonic, like, so, you know, most of the advertising was based around the fact that there's less content than in the classic games. Not only that, but all of the 4 zones in this game are all recycled. Splash Hill Zone is just Green Hill Zone, but everything looks like it's covered in fucking Vaseline. Casino Street Zone is just Casino Night Zone, except it sucks. Lost Labyrinth is actually better than in Sonic 1, but it's still bad. Then you got Mad Gear Zone, which is just Metropolis Light. And then there's also the Egg Station Zone, which is just a boss rush. And, you know, speaking of which, the bosses fucking suck. They're just bad. They're like, they do this thing where they're like, oh, it's like in the classic games. There's a bit of a twist, but it's like, it's just so lame. It's just so goddamn lame. It's a short game. There's nothing to it. The physics are balked up the arse. They did not replicate the classic physics well enough for this to even be close to considered a sequel to the originals. And yeah, it's just no. Even by the time this came out, there were better alternatives, like the Sonic Advance games, or even Sonic Rush felt closer to the classics than this game does. Which, you know, this game was also developed by Dimps, who did the Advance and Rush games, so it's even more confusing why this, you know, doesn't feel good to play. you know, considering their track record up to that point. Like, I would say Sonic 4 Episode 1 is honestly Dimps' first, like, proper blunder. You know? Like, this game is just... It's not good. It's not good, and again, the biggest issue just comes down to the fact that they called it Sonic 4. It should have never been called that. That was a mistake. Honestly, I don't care about the rest of the list except for Frontiers. Damn, that's actually crazy, but there's so many other good games here. What the hell are you talking about? How can you not care? You're still a Sonic 4 lover? This is bullshit. I hate you all. Honestly, don't get... I love Sonic Rush. We'll talk about Sonic Rush. I have a bit of a controversial opinion about Sonic Rush, but that's for another time. We didn't cover that game, obviously, here, but we'll do it for the Sonic Handheld Marathon, of course. Anyway, Emma, what do you think about Sonic 4 Episode 1?
I have literally only played one stage, and I don't even know if it was of this or Episode 2. Because it was when
so they're like indistinguishable to you.
That competition thing. So,
Okay.
I think I did enjoy. Like I said, I can't remember if it was Episode 1 or 2 that this stage was from, but I think I did enjoy playing it. I didn't find it too bad. And then I remember you saying, like, what do you mean that you actually enjoyed it? So I think it was this, but once again, I just played that one stage, so...
Yeah. I don't think you should do a handheld marathon. Trust me, it wouldn't be worth it. It's not good content. What do you mean? How? Even if it's not good, we can make it good content. What would be the problem? What would be the problem? I don't get it. Extra Zone, update the tier list of Sonic 4 after the stream ends. Alright, man, listen, I'm gonna... Oh. If there wasn't a screen between us right now, man, I'd grab you. Anyway. You know what, let's just talk about Episode 2 while we're here, just to get it out of the way. Just because, you know, it's just gonna be easier for everyone involved. Hold on, does this have... Oh wait, does this playlist have both the games? Oh, it does. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do Episode 2 now then. Sonic 4 Episode 2 is better than the first one, but not by much. So it's going to go in C tier. Again, kind of has the same issues as the first game, where it feels like a lot of the levels are rehashed. They did improve the physics. The graphics definitely look nicer. The soundtrack is also a little bit better. But at the end of the day, it's still just Sonic 4. Like, it shouldn't have been called that. Yes, they added Tails. The tag action stuff can be kind of cool every now and then. But, you know, I don't really have anything to say about this game. It's fine. It's whatever. It's definitely an improvement, but not enough of an improvement where I can really stomach putting it above any of these other games that are over it. So, you know, there you go. Handheld games are just inherently flawed. But, and we played Sonic 06. Why does that matter? Also, a lot of them are really good. A lot of them are really good. You've got Sonic Triple Trouble, you've got the Advanced Trilogy, you've got the Rush games. You know, there's good ones. And also, I'm including Colors DS with the Rush games because it's Sonic Rush 3. All right, people need to stop pretending it's not. But yeah, no, we'll do it. I think it'll be fun. But yeah, no, we can move on now. There's not really much else to say. Oh yeah, Emma, what do you think of Sonic 4 Episode 2? I mean, I know you said you didn't know which game it was that you were talking about, so if you want to just move on, we can just move on.
Yeah, we can just move on. It's just pretty much the same as Episode 1.
Yeah, there's not really much to say.
I don't know which one it was, so...
Yeah. To be honest, I just don't like handhelds. You got to be open-minded about it. There's a lot of really good handheld games out there. Sonic or otherwise, there's a lot of really good ones. You know, some of the best games are handheld games. I mean, you know, technically a lot of the Switch games are, you know, it's technically a handheld game, you know, because it's a handheld system. Sonic Colors OST. Alright, let's talk about Sonic Colors. I just heard myself. But yeah, no, they are solid games. They are solid games. We're gonna cover them. We're gonna cover them. I'll do a slate for each of them. Rush is one of my favorites, low key. Rush is a classic in the fan base. Not one of my favorites, but I do like Sonic Rush. It's pretty good. All right. Sonic Colors. Some of you guys have already said it. This game is an A tier. I think it goes over Adventure 2. But under Sonic 2. Over Adventure 2, under Sonic 2. Sonic Colors is really fucking fun. Let me tell you. The level design is really fun here. A lot of good platforming fun. Alright. The Wisps are actually cool gimmicks in this game that actually enhance the gameplay and make it fun, unlike all the other times they appeared after this. Alright, listen, I know the writing and story isn't a lot of people's favorites, but I think it's fine. It's harmless. It's just a little bit of fun. It's a more light-hearted game. You know, I get some of the dialogue is a little bit cringy here and there, but it's whatever. I can stomach it. You know, I'm cringe myself, so I can admit when that's a thing. Cool story, cool powers. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, no, it's just a really good game. Really good soundtrack. Really fucking graphically impressive for the Wii. Genuinely, this is one of the best looking games on the system by a long shot. They translated the boost formula also really well to the platform, in spite of some of the limitations. And yeah. I know there's a bit of an overabundance of 2D as well, but you know, it's just like, you know, it does have those couple things like that, you know, do stop it from being an S tier, but it's just really fun, man. It's just tight, solid Sonic gameplay from start to finish. No really bad gimmicks or anything that hold it back. It's a game I can recommend to people without many caveats, to be honest, and that's a rarity for Sonic. Even some of the best Sonic games, you know, have their things where I couldn't really recommend it to a casual, but this game is like a good casual starter Sonic game for people who don't really know much about the franchise, so gets my seal of approval. 2D isn't bad. Yeah, 2D also isn't inherently bad like a lot of people like to believe it is. I agree with you on that. But yeah, so Emma, what do you think of Sonic Colors?
I have also put this in A. I really like Colors so much that as soon as like oh, what was it called again? You know, the newer one, the re-release.
Colors Ultimate.
Yes, that was it. So much that as soon as like Ultimate was announced, I just like felt like it was something I kind of had to get, because Colors, I can't remember exactly, but it's one of the ones that I remember the most. I'm pretty sure it is the first one that I managed to play through completely. Once again, not sure if that is accurate because I can't really remember what order it was, but I just remember lots about Colors and I really enjoyed it, and I loved the music as well.
Yeah,
like,
the soundtrack is fantastic.
As soon as Reach for Stars comes on, I like go crazy. It's just, yeah. I don't know. I just love the game. But
it's really good.
There are parts of it that I do find a bit frustrating. Like sometimes with the Wisps, I can get a bit annoyed when trying to use them. But yeah, I'm debating whether to put it. For me, I don't know whether to put it in A or S. Really.
I mean, like I said, I would say
so,
S tier is like for 9 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 games. So like, if it falls in that range for you, I'd just put it in S.
I think I'll keep it in A. I'll keep it next to Unleashed for now, but I might change it by the end.
Yeah. So Sonic's most impressive feat, outrunning a fucking black hole for 30 seconds, which is something not to be understated. Honestly, yeah. Probably Sonic's most impressive thing. In base form too, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I think it's pretty unanimous for Colors. You know, I think everybody really likes this game, so there you go. It's a really good game. Take that, Twitter. This game is good, alright? Listen, I don't care about your revisionist history, alright? This game was always good. I don't give a fuck, alright? But none of that matters, alright? Because it's time to talk about the best 3D Sonic game. Alright, pack it up. Pack it up. Pack it up. Because look.
Oh.
Sonic Generations.
I'm gonna get hate for this one.
Oh, you are. But so am I. No, I'm just kidding. No, dude, just what can even be said about this game? What can even be said about this game? Easiest S tier of my life, Emma based. Sonic peaked when he changed the water filter. I mean, some may say he did. Some may say he did. But anyway, this game is just such a celebration and a love letter to the entire franchise, to the fans, and to everyone who has had a hand in developing for this franchise. And just every single moment of this game is so perfectly handcrafted to elicit nostalgia while giving you new feelings of joy while playing these levels. And like, dude, man, it takes me back. It takes me back. This game is so nostalgic to me too. Again, this is one of the first 3D Sonic games I played after Adventure. And okay, you brought up Time Eater, right? The fight is definitely not that great, but it's also not that bad. Like, I think people overstate how bad Time Eater is. Like, it's not a good boss fight, but it's not a bad one either. That is not enough to boot this game from S tier. No, it is not. Because the rest of this game is so just top-notch, peak performance. The level design, the music, the game mechanics, everything feels so goddamn good. And yes, classic Sonic's physics aren't perfect, but they're still really fun, just for different reasons. That spin dash is mad powerful. I love it. And also, you know, this is before they overused classic Sonic, so we can excuse it this time. It is. It's really not. The conversations in the boss fight are annoying as fuck. I mean, you can turn them off. You can turn them off. The OP spin dash carries classic Sonics and elemental shields. Yeah, you can turn the volume down on the, like, you know, freaking calls that the characters give you, the freaking radio thing, whatever. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, no, and also, yeah, the skill shop was a great addition. It really lets you experiment with like different ways to go about tackling the levels. Just playing, like, it's like, this is one of the Sonic games where I will just boot this game up and just play a couple levels from it and just have the best experience. Like, when I need to just de-stress a bit, I just run through Chemical Plant, Speed Highway, Sky Sanctuary, City Escape, Rooftop Run. You know, just really fucking good levels. Really good levels. Time Break, even though it's useless. But yeah, and also like the extra acts and challenges and stuff you get here, and they're actually really fun too. They incorporate Sonic's friends in interesting ways. You know, even if they're not playable, you do get those little challenges with them. They can get a little bit of spotlight, and you know, again, it's just such a rich exploration of Sonic's history that I can recommend to anybody with zero caveats, with zero things where I go, actually, maybe not. But no, this game is the one. This game is the one to play. If you're not into Sonic, if you're just getting into Sonic, if you're a long-time fan and haven't played it for whatever reason, you owe it to yourself to play this game. Genuinely. I will say this game is very beginner friendly. Yeah, and that's a good thing. That's to its benefit. Because you get a quick condensed version of Sonic's history with this game up to that point, and I think I think it does that really well. I think it does that really well. I fucking love this game. Yes, some of it is down to nostalgia, again, we'll admit, but who cares, man? It's just such a solid game. It's just such a solid game, no matter how you spin it. This game is deserving of every bit of praise it gets. I will dick ride this game until the universe implodes. You know, I don't care. This game is fire. All right, Emma, what do you think of Sonic Generations? I'm gonna have to hold back for a second here, because, but anyway, what do you think of the game?
I'm not gonna say.
What if you survive the universe implosion? Then I'll keep dick riding the game.
I don't hate the game.
But yeah, no, oh yeah, I'll let you explain. You speak for yourself.
I don't hate the game, and I don't dislike the game. I just don't think it's amazing. Like, I won't put in S or A, I put in B. But I feel like everyone's going to get very angry about that.
Honestly, that was a lot more fair than I was expecting. I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide.
I've been cancelled by Josh. He's just messaged me again saying I'm now cancelled.
Oof. I mean, A agrees with you. You've got a common ground on that.
Oh, thank you, A. But yeah, I just.
But you know, you're both Unleashed fans, so it's invalid. You know.
Right, I will come all the way to where you live, and I will make you play Unleashed 5 times if you say that again.
I mean, you know, that doesn't sound too bad.
Exactly, because Unleashed.
Unless it's the
so
PS2
good.
version. Do not make me play the PS2 version, for the love of God. I'm not doing that. Anyway.
But yeah, I'll put it in the B. It's not that I dislike the game, it's just I don't know, I can't really remember too much about it. I don't find it like I can't remember what any of the stages kind of looked like or how the characters played and that. I'm pretty sure I preferred playing one of them more than the other. I think it might have been classic more than modern, but I'm not entirely sure because it just hasn't really stuck in my mind. I remember there's like key things, isn't there, that you collect or something like that?
Yeah, to unlock bosses. Oh yeah, also the boss fights are some of the best in the entire franchise. I forgot to mention that, just, you know, casually. It's peak Sonic bosses in Generations.
The boss fights, I just don't think that it's really been one to stick in my mind. I just don't find it very memorable. I'm not looking at chat because I'm worried I'm going to be getting killed for this, but
no, it's actually pretty chill right now. Only 3 of them are good.
That's good.
Why are you lying?
Might not be
Why are you literally lying? Every single boss fight in Sonic Generations is peak. You gotta hop off. You gotta hop off this game. Hop off my goat.
I'm being killed on Discord. Oh, I'm also being killed in the
Perfect Chaos Shadow Egg Dragoon. Okay, so we're just gonna ignore the Death Egg robot. We're just gonna ignore Metal Sonic. Okay then. As if those aren't peak bosses. I see the cursor over Unleashed. Oh, no, I wasn't gonna do anything with it. It was just there. Anyway. That sounds more suspicious when I say that. Let's move on to Sonic Lost World. Now, all of you were there when I played Sonic Lost World. Actually, Octrain, you weren't there. Good, actually. It's good that you weren't there to witness what happened during the Sonic Lost World playthrough. You know, never ask a woman her age, never ask a man his salary, and never ask Extra Zone Arcade viewers what happened during the Sonic Lost World playthrough. Alright. This game is cock. Fuck this game. If there is anything about this list that it gets me angry thinking about it. Right, listen, this fucking game is so goddamn bad. Where do I even begin? First of all, this game wants to be Mario Galaxy so bad. It wants to be Mario Galaxy so fucking bad. But it doesn't understand what made those games fun. It just doesn't get it. It doesn't fucking understand. Chris Pratt, look at us. But it's like, I'm assuming you meant Chris Pratt, by the way. I'm assuming that's what you meant. Why did you post the frickin' Generations new game clip? Listen, we don't need to talk about that one. But look, here's the... Okay. This is my personal opinion, right? It is better than 06, right? But only marginally better. Because while this game has the opposite problem of 06, where it's insanely... This game is like... It's very polished, like, for the most part, obviously. Compared to 06. But what this game fails to do is have any kind of identity or ambition of its own. Mario but shit. Yeah, they literally just tried to do Mario Galaxy and just failed. You know, so it's so bad. The controls suck. They gave Sonic a run button, which is like just the complete antithesis to what his character should be. And yes, I know that there's the boost games, but that's having a run button and a boost button are two entirely different things. And it's like the mechanics suck. They're barely explained to you. They're not well telegraphed. Nothing in this game does a good enough job at telegraphing itself where you would ever want to actually learn how this game controls. Why does Sonic even need a run button? Because they wanted to make it a Mario game. That's literally it. That's quite literally the reason. That's quite literally the reason. Dude, don't even get me started on the story. The story is fucking butt cheeks. The dialogue sucks. The villains are some of the worst in the entire franchise. Whoever came up with the Deadly Six needs to be shot. Alright? Shot in the head. And also the fact that they keep bringing them back. That's what's even worse. That's what's even worse. They like, it's bad enough that they existed in the first place, but then they kept bringing them back, and it's like, God. Like, they're genuinely the Koopalings of the Sonic franchise. And yeah, they're just straight up stereotypes. They're just straight up, like, fucking stereotypes. Some of them even, like, damn near offensive stereotypes, and it's like, this shit is so fucking bad. Like, it's inexcusably terrible. The level design sucks ass. The characters suck ass. The level themes suck ass. It's literally just New Super Mario Bros. They literally looked at New Super Mario Bros. And said, we need to do that. As if it's not the most bland set of levels in the entire Mario series, let alone in just, like, gaming in general. Like, I'm gonna need Lost World to respectfully fuck off. No respect here. Disrespectfully fuck this game. It's genuinely so bad. It put me through so much shit. Just because of how badly it controls, how badly telegraphed everything is. This game is dick. I'm not talking about it anymore. There's nothing else to be said. There's nothing else to be said. I love Zaz, to be honest, and his cheese moon. I mean, that's your problem. Anyway, Emma, what do you think about Sonic Lost World? Have you played it? Have you not? If not, then what do you think about it, looking at it?
I have not played it. I don't want to play it.
You just straight up don't even want to touch this game?
No, I don't even want to try.
I respect it. I respect that.
I have nothing else to say. I just don't want to even try it out.
That's respectable. That is respectable. You shouldn't. Oh boy, if my friend was here, he'd hate your opinion and probably find you. Well, your friend likes bad games. I'm sorry to tell you that. You went through the 5 stages of grief through those Lost World streams. I really did. I really did. From the mobile game. Honestly, Sonic Dash is way better than Sonic Lost World, but that's not a conversation you guys are ready to have. Alright, but anyway, from one of the worst Sonic games to one of the best, it's time to talk about Sonic Mania! Woo! I fucking love Sonic Mania. I fucking love Sonic Mania. Alright, let's just get it out there already. This game... Wait, hold on, I gotta play Studiopolis Zone. Peak gaming. Peak gaming. They did it. They did it. They brought classic Sonic back in a big way. This game is the second best game in the franchise. Listen, man. The only thing, genuinely, that stops this game from being better is... the only thing that's going to stop this game from being better is just the fact that most of the levels are reused. If it was all original levels and everything, and there was like more of a narrative focus like in 3 and Knuckles, this game would have been better than 3 and Knuckles, straight up. But it doesn't have that. What it does have, though, is just a really solid set of some of the most fun levels in the entire franchise. Guys, I'm going to leave it early. Can we get a Twitter post about the final list? Extra Zone? Yes, we will. And thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Your input has been greatly appreciated on this. Yeah. I guess we'll see you tomorrow with the DLC, if you're free for that. So, yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Obi.
And Knuckles mode, debug done great, save files, everything. I see you almost put in DTIT. I did not. but pop off. Anyway, blue spheres. Right, everything about this game is so good. The level design, the music, the pixel art style being evolved and, you know, made to look like a 32-bit game. It's so, like, this feels like a lost Sega Saturn game. Like, this could have been a Sonic game on the Sega Saturn. And that was what they were going for, and I think they achieved that with flying colors. This game is so fucking good. Everything about it, man. I remember when this game was coming out, it was just the environment, the hype for this game was electric, man. You just had to be there for when this game was coming out. There was nothing like it. There was truly nothing like it. At a time where I felt like I was falling out of love with this franchise, this was my shining light. This game pulled me through that. And I'm honestly still a Sonic fan to this day because of Sonic Mania. Best classic game so far? Almost. Almost. It's not quite Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But it's close. It's very fucking close. It honestly is. I have so much fun just like going back to levels and speedrunning them too. My favorite level to run is Stardust Speedway Act 2. It's so good. It's such a fun level to run. Mania was our saving grace. It really was. It really was. This game is everything to me, man. Everything I wanted. And Superstars is looking like it's going to be even more of that. So I mean, hey man, that might even surpass Mania. Who knows? But yeah, I think. And that's not even mentioning like Mania Plus and everything, where they brought back Mighty and Ray and all the extra and the encore modes and everything like that. And it's man, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. The soundtrack, the graphics, the original levels in there are so good. I just wish there were more of them. That's really my only complaint. I just wish there were more original levels. That is it. The bosses are also mad fun in this game. They're so good, so good. Tons of references, tons of love for Sonic's past, and just Sega history in general too. You know, this game is great. There's no debate. There's no debate to be had about this one. There really isn't. But with that said, Emma, what do you think of this game?
It's okay, I guess. I mean, I definitely did not put it in S tier as soon as you said about Sonic Mania.
Okay. You're a Sonic Mania enjoyer, I see.
It's in my S tier.
Well, there you go. Josh might have acted a little too harshly. You know, he may have been a little premature with his decision.
I don't know if Josh loves me or if he hates me. He seems to be switching between like, oh, Emma's actually got some good ratings, and then the next minute it's like, ban her.
I think you've put him through a lot tonight. I think you really have.
How do you
You've
think
shown him
I
every
feel?
human emotion in existence.
How do you think I feel? I'm like anxious just to say at the minute. After you say about something being good, I'm like, oh no, what if they don't agree with me and get lower? But yeah, no, I did really like Mania. I go back to it quite often. Yeah. I find it really like replayable as well, and I also, for me, find it that it's quite easy. Like, if you have to stop playing for some reason, and then you go back in, like after a while, and you continue on from where you were, it's easy to like get back into it. It's not like you load it back up and then you're like, wait, where was I again? Like, it's easy to get back into like where you were and what you need to do again and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, Sonic Mania. Again, it's another one of those games where I really want to make like a whole video about it, but this game is so good. This game is so good.
Yeah.
Generations okay, only okay. That's not good enough of an opinion. A tier at the very least.
I did kind of want to mess with Josh a little bit because he.
I love these tier list streams, by the way. It always gets the most chaotic. I still think the Mario one was worse, which I was actually expecting. I was expecting this one to be more tame. The Mario one was way worse. People were fucking killing each other during that one. It was not good. But anyway,
There was a lot of anger.
you know, good things can't last forever though, because now we've got to talk about Sonic Forces.
What do you mean? Sonic Forces is so good.
I don't know what to say about that, but listen, this game is the definition of mediocrity.
It's a definition.
This
of
is the
greatness.
most... Alright, I'll let you talk in a minute, even though you really shouldn't be allowed to.
Fine.
But here's the thing. I'm just kidding. But listen, here's the thing, right? This is the game of all time. It is a game that exists. Yep, you're all right. Like, when we streamed it, right? What was the general atmosphere? The general atmosphere was just, we want to get through this to get to Frontiers.
Oh.
That was it. This game was just a stopgap. Okay, but here's the thing, right? We played Mania before this. This game was just a stopgap between the greatness of Mania and the greatness of Frontiers. So the whole time, it was just whatever. It was just whatever. I barely felt like I was engaging with the game, because the game barely requires you to engage with it. It's so goddamn automated. It holds your hand constantly to make sure that you can't possibly mess up. And it's just like, it's so goddamn boring. And in the moments where it does give you agency, you realize that the controls are not good. The controls feel bad, the physics don't feel good, the level design is so boring, and it's just a straight flat line, there's nothing to it. You just occasionally jump and homing attack things, and that's basically fucking it. Classic Sonic feels like shit, it's the worst he's ever controlled. The story is... I mean, the less said about that, the better, honestly. It's just, it's bad. It's not good. You know, I definitely think it's maybe a little overplayed, you know, how people talk about how bad it is, but it's not good. It's not good. It definitely deserves, like, the hate it gets, just maybe not quite to the extent that it does. But yeah, and also just that's just the thing with this game in general. Like, I think this game is, yeah, it's overhated. Like, this game is not that bad. Was it disappointing as fuck? Yes. Did it overpromise and underdeliver? Yes. Was there definitely false advertising? Yes. Yes, there was. But at the end of the day, the game is functional. And that's definitely a step above some of these games down here. So, that's why it's in C tier. It is a game that works from start to finish. You might occasionally have a little bit of fun with it. There are actually a couple pretty good stages, like Metropolitan Highway and Network Terminal. And actually, the Death Egg level for Classic Sonic is also pretty good. But, like, other than that, man, it's like... Yeah, it's a game. That's all I got. That's all I really have to give for this game. That's all the energy I can get out of this one. Emma, what's your opinion on Sonic Forces?
I put in A.
You're a Sonic Forces enjoyer.
This was the first Sonic game I ever went to, like, play. So, it's like, where you played games before, so it was like a disappointment for you, and like, you know about how it was advertised and stuff like that. I didn't have that, so I had none of that disappointment. It was the first game I played, like Sonic game I played, so I didn't have like all that expectation. So it was just like really like, and as well it's an easy game, so because it was the first game I played, it was good for that. Like, I could see how for other people that played games before they played Forces, they would see that it doesn't require as much skill as you would hope, and that because there's been games in the past that have been released that had a lot more skill that you needed to do, a lot more playability as well. But just me, on my own experience, it was like, I feel like it was a good one for me personally to start with, and it got me into the game as well. I'm not going to say it's perfect, that's why I didn't put it in S, but I just think the fact that I played it when I did play it, in terms of, like, again, it, like, I hadn't played anything before it, I think that helped a lot with me being able to think of it as a lot better than most people would. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, you didn't have the expectation and the worries and the fears going into it that, like, you know, long-time fans would have had. So I get it. It like, that being said, yeah, like, it's not a bad game, like, on a casual perspective, but, you know, with context of everything that came before it, this game was a letdown, and there's no way around that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's
I guess
why, like I said, I see why loads of people wouldn't put it that high, but then obviously I didn't have that, so that's why I feel like it was a really good game, just because of when I played it and my skills when I played it, so it made it more fun for me.
Yeah, I mean, you can make your OCs, so fair enough. Yeah, that was a good feature of the game, and the soundtrack is really good. The soundtrack for Forces is really good. I like it a lot.
What have I gotten?
Pretty much none.
Oh.
Pretty much none.
Actually, didn't mind me putting
I think
it
most
in
of everyone
80.
agreed. I think most of everyone was okay with your rank, because you had good reasoning behind it. So
yeah.
Yeah, we can move on from Sonic Forces to a better Sonic game that has an F in the title. Sonic Frontiers. Now, we just played this, obviously. But you know, it's worth talking about it. So let's go ahead and why am I getting ads?
I just want to say one thing.
This should not have ads.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
This game is undefeatable.
There you go. We got the undefeatable reference. Woo! I wasn't a big Sonic fan back then, so I was excited about it. Same could be said for Mania. Yeah, I get it. Easiest S tier ever.
Yes.
You guys are gonna hate me.
Oh no.
You guys are gonna hate me.
Oh no. He's gonna put it below Sonic
A.
for you guys.
But it is the very, very tippy top of A. As in, it is genuinely bordering on S tier. But here's the thing. The third update hasn't come out yet, as of the time of this. Obviously, by the time this is uploaded and everything, it will most likely be out, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. But here's the thing. Look at Update 3 trailer and rank this again. No, but here's the thing. I'm not ranking it based on Update 3. That's got nothing to do with this. I'm ranking it based on the 2 updates we have and as the game released.
I thought you were going to say
AKA what we played. What?
I thought you were going to say you're just ranking it off of the base game. Like,
oh, no.
Updates.
I'm ranking it based off of what we played for the live stream. Update 3 isn't out yet. I can't judge it off of that. And honestly, I already know that Update 3 is going to make this an S tier game. That's the reason I'm not putting it there. Without that, this game is still an A tier. Granted, when the game first came out, it would have been more like around here. Like bottom of A. But it's moved to the top of A after the 2 updates. This game did so much. But it has its issues. It really does. I can respect you for saying Generations is an S tier, so is Mania, but why the fuck is this on A tier? Let me explain. This game was bold in what it tried to do. What the fuck is absolutely wrong with you? I'm not even fucking around anymore. This tier list is a mess. What do you mean? What's wrong with it? This looks pretty normal to me. This is actually a very balanced tier list. Giganto. Okay, listen, Giganto is great, but he's not even the best Titan fight in the game. That's Knight. Anyway. The end game. The end game is the big thing. And yes, I know Update 3 is going to change it, but again, I'm not ranking it off of Update 3. I'm ranking it off of what we played. And what we played, the ending was pretty disappointing. even when I first played the game for the first time, I was a little let down by the ending. I was like, this definitely needed more time to cook. This definitely needed more time to cook. There's also other areas where the game kind of doesn't have like that much polish, such as like, you know, God, I know it's hard for me to explain, but like, it has a couple of unpolished moments, and you know, the parry, that's really one of the main things. I think the parry is a big issue with the game. They need to make it so that it's actually like a normal parry and not like you can just, you know, use it to basically defy everything. Parry is the only issue? No, there's a lot more issues. There's a lot more issues. And just a few things. A few things. Like, Chaos Island isn't really that fun to traverse. Unless you have the spin dash. The spin dash helps with that. Obviously, it does make the island a lot better, but still has its issues. And yeah, again, just with the end game, I think the end game could have been much better. Could have been much better. Just below it, put Adventure in S. That's the thing, though. Adventure has the edge over this game because I feel like what Adventure set out to do, it did pretty successfully. Not to say that this game didn't. Obviously, it's still up here. But my point is, you know, that game felt a little bit more complete. You know, after you beat Sonic Adventure, you're like satisfied. But with Sonic Frontiers, especially on initial release, I felt like there could have been more to it. I felt like there was, like, you could feel where the budget was cut at the end of the game there. You could feel it. Like, let's not kid ourselves. And I'm saying all of this, and it's still an A tier game. This game is still a top 5 mainline game. Don't get it twisted. I am not saying by any means that this is a bad game, or I'm saying this game is great. I'm saying this game is great. It's just not perfect. You guys are putting it with games that I would consider to be practically perfect. It is not. I'm sorry. It's just not. Not yet, anyway. Update 3. Listen, Update 3 is coming, and that's definitely going to change my opinion. I know for sure it will. And I love this game. Generations is not perfect. Stop lying. Not really budget, but time. Both. It was both. This game ran out of budget and time because remember, the game had to be delayed as well. This game was going to come out in 2021. This game would have been in fucking D tier if it came out in 2021. I'm gonna be honest with you, but like, re-rank Frontiers when Update 3 comes out. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We'll do. I already said this before. We'll revisit the tier list like maybe once a year ish. Once more games are out and stuff like that, and once we kind of have it more settled into our minds, like what our real opinions are. So yeah, we will re-rank it at some point, but it won't be after Update 3 comes out. There's more content after that. There's more stuff we got to do, so that's not going to be for a while. But yeah, no, it's like, you know, the game's really fun. The traversal is really good. I love the islands. The story is so good. The character dialogue is great. They really fucking fixed these characters. Ian Flynn is a godsend. I'm glad they got him on. Morio Kishimoto is a really great game director when he's not under stupid restrictions like he was for some of the previous games that he was working on. And this game deserves all the recognition and awards it's gotten. It's by this point, it's probably the best-selling 3D Sonic game, and it's one of the most critically acclaimed games in the series overall. So yeah, it's deserving of the praise it gets 100%. And I think that, like, you know, yes, it's got a lot of flaws. But at the end of the day, this is a game that's still ranking along... This is still a game that's ranking alongside the likes of Sonic 2, Sonic Colors, Sonic Adventure 2. You know, it's still a game that is in that tier, and that is impressive. Because a lot of video games are released, and not a lot of video games can be even as good as these. That's something you guys need to realize. This is a really good game. I'm never going to deny that. I'm never going to take that away, but it is not the best Sonic game, in my opinion. It's not on the level of these. It just isn't. Not yet. Not yet. So, I think that's really all I wanted to say. Oh, there's also cyberspace. Cyberspace is also like a not too great aspect of it. Like, I actually enjoy the cyberspace levels, but, you know, I can't deny that, like, reusing the level assets and, you know, reusing some level designs was maybe not the smartest move. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. So, you know, there's that. Really good game though. I really do genuinely enjoy pretty much most, if not all, aspects about it in some capacity, you know. And also the boss fights are peak. Best boss fights in the series. So there's that. Soundtrack is peak as well. Graphics, awesome. Game is really good. Game is just really good. Can't wait for update 3. A few hours, it'll be out. But I won't be able to play it and I'll be sad. Anyway, Emma, what do you think of Sonic Frontiers?
I really liked Sonic Frontiers. It was the first Sonic game I played where, because all the others I played and you was like with me when I was playing through them, and you was like giving me like advice and tips on how like to kind of play it, how to do certain things. This is the first one where I really just wanted to do it myself completely. Like, I think there was like one thing where I looked up like tips on how to do it, and I think that was like that reflection beam kind of one. But apart from that, I wanted to do all of it completely by myself, and it was the first one where I did not give up on it. I did not like let myself believe I couldn't do it. It just, the experience for me playing this game was so like good, and it built my confidence so much playing this game. Like, I remember a couple times I would like message you and be like, oh, I'm struggling on this bit, or oh, this one's really annoying me, and you'd be like, is there anything you'd like me to like advise you to do? And that, because I have some like hints I can give you. And even like when you was offering to help, I was just like, no, I want to like be able to do this on my own. So yeah, I've put it in S. I really enjoyed playing it. I liked like the story as well. I'll admit as well, like,
See you later, Doctrine.
I'll admit that it was, the ending was a bit of a disappointment, like the end part. But apart from that, I just really loved the game. There was a couple cyberspace levels that like I refused to go back and play because I just found them really bad. But yeah.
Yeah.
Still S.
All right. Wow. There you go. So best Sonic game of all time for you?
Yes, is top or best for me.
Well, there you go. Bet you can't wait for update 3. Sonic Frontiers is actually the second Sonic game I beat blind. Cool. See, I feel like the thing is, I'm like a very veteran Sonic fan. In the sense of like, I got into it like a little bit after Generations, and I pretty much played every game up to that point. Even pretty much every game that's on this list I've played, except for like Sonic Shuffle. I think that's probably the only one, and also Sonic Chronicles. I do have a copy of it though, on my shelf that I should probably play at some point. But yeah, those are like the only ones I haven't played out of all of these. Oh, and the Boom games, and also Sonic Rivals. Actually, there's a lot of Sonic games I haven't played. Never mind. But I played the rest of these, and like the thing is, right? I have so much experience under my belt, so I really know like what I want out of a Sonic game and what I love about a lot of these games. So I feel like I can inform my opinion a lot based on that. So it's really hard to rank it when I'm just doing these, because I feel like, you know, it's a little more limiting, you know. But I think this is a good list because it shows that, like, you know, for the most part, like, most of these games are really good. There's only, like, to be honest, like, there's only really 2 games on this list that I would just say are outright bad and that you just should avoid them entirely. Which is 06 and Lost World. And even then, 06 I would recommend just if you're, like, morbidly curious. I got into Sonic around, like, 2009, 2013, left in between and came back in 2020. Yeah, see, like, I was just with it the whole time, so, like, yeah, for me, like, Frontiers doesn't rank that high just because I'm not, like, you know, I'm not new to this whole thing. So I like, you know, I have that like veteran mindset about it. But I really like this game. I genuinely do. Again, some of you guys are yelling at me, but it's still at the top of A tier. Again, this is still a top 5 game to me, which, you know, is a lot to, which, you know, speaks to this game's quality a lot. It really does, especially after games like Forces and Lost World, you know. No further comments. Well, there you go. With that being said, some of you guys have shown me your lists on Twitter, so we're gonna go through those right now. But yeah, this is our list. I'll post it after the stream, obviously, and we can do all of that. So yes.
Did you want me to post mine now? And
yeah,
where
post yours.
should I post it? Like a link
Post yours
to
now.
your, like as an add-on to your announcement of today's stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did you guys put it? Just out of curiosity. I guess I can just check my notifs. Oh, here we go. Okay. I have done it. Extra Zone also come to the stream to see his chat. Opinions, link in bio. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Alright, so literally just better. You got Frontiers at the top, okay. Mania, Generations, CD. Sonic 3 and Knuckles SA2. Okay, alright. I see the vision. Alright, Sonic and the Black Knight over Sonic 1 and Sonic 2? That's kind of cracked of you, but okay. Sonic Unleashed, Adventure, alright. Colors and Forces should not be in the same tier, this is cap. Oh god, I can feel it spreading. 3D Blast, Heroes, Sonic 4, Episode 2, alright. A little bit harsh on Sonic Heroes, but I get it. What the fuck for Sonic 4 and Secret Rings? Fair. Words can't describe how shit this is. Alright, that one's valid. I mean, it's not a bad list overall, but I won't say I agree. I won't say I agree, but it's not a bad list. I can respect this. I can respect this. There you go. You get the seal of approval. Meme approved. Just post yours and we'll post ours in the replies. Just put it under the stream tweet or something, or just tweet out and just tag me in it, so I can see yours. Since I'm already looking at everybody else's. Alright, so in S rank, Emma, you've got Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Colors, Sonic Adventure 2. Alright, okay, I see the vision. You got Sonic Unleashed, Sonic CD, Sonic Forces, Sonic 3 and Knuckles in A. Alright. You got Sonic 1, Sonic Generations, and Sonic Mania in B. I mean, I actually, I don't like the fact that you got Sonic Forces over Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That's a little stinky, but you know. You got Sonic 1, Generations, Mania. Again, this is a little sort of questionable right here. These two, I think these should be, you know, an S tier, but you know, that's just me. You got Sonic 2. You put the 8-bit Sonic 2, but it's fine. We know what you mean. Adventure and Heroes. Damn. This is like the anti-me list. Then you got 06 and Secret Rings in D, and actually nothing in E. So there's no Sonic games that you outright hate.
Well,
so there you go.
This kind of came to a point where like the D list was my kind of hate section, because I just didn't think there was much point putting a gap between.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So yeah.
Alright, A, I've got your list where you've put... Wow. Alright. That's horrible. Oh wait, hold on, let me give you the the reply. Not the best.
Hey.
But I'll allow it.
That's it. Next time I'll put Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Alright, so this is your for real list. Hey, so you got Sonic Unleashed, Okay, you got Sonic Frontiers, you got SA2, you got Riders. I mean, we weren't ranking that, so I'm just gonna ignore that. And Heroes? I mean, okay. Bold. Bold. You got SA1, Sonic 2, Mania, Black Knight, Sonic 3. See, here's my thing. This should not be here. Like, I want you to understand, you've put the best game of all time under Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic Heroes, and Sonic Unleashed. And that confuses me. Colors and Generations, alright. Shadow, again, just going to ignore that. We didn't rank that one, so we'll talk about that later. Sonic 1 and Forces in the same team? You got Forces above CD? We got to have a discussion about this one. I don't know about that one, Chief. Lost World, alright. The bottom two are fine. I can agree with this. Sonic 06 is also crazy in C rank. That should not be there. Fuck CD. I don't know what to tell you. I think you're wrong. This is slightly freakish. But could be worse. GG's. There you go, that's what you get. Alright, I got more notifications. This is just retweets and tweets and stuff. Alright, anyway. I think that's it. Again, I'll post my one afterwards. But for now, I think that's gonna do it. So, extra special thanks to every single one of you who has shown up for the Sonic Speed Marathon. It has been a long journey getting to this point. Sonic Frontiers Update 3 is just a few hours away. Again, regrettably, I won't be able to stream it as it comes out, but I hope you guys will be here when I do, or if you don't want to be spoiled, that you can at least go and watch the VOD afterwards and everything like that. I'm going to use Gogeta's Kamehameha on you. That's how much this tier list is bad. Listen, man, this tier list is peak fiction. I don't understand the issue. Alright, this looks perfectly fine to me. I see nothing wrong with this.
Mine's better.
No, you're wrong. Anyway. So yeah, no, this has been a lot of fun, and yeah, so for the time being, obviously, you know, it's the end of September, we got update 3, but after that, we pretty much have a clean slate. So I'm gonna take some suggestions for what streams we should do.
Among Us.
Alright. I was getting to that. My first one is the best one. Incorrect. Minecraft, Gartic phone. So yeah, I'll do what I'll do is from now on, I'm gonna look at doing polls if I can, where you guys can vote for what we do next. So I'll take some of your suggestions on board, but I'll poll it so that we can do like a vote system and everything like that. We could spin a wheel too. That works also. I'll let you guys figure that out. I'll figure it out, and then you guys can, you know, put whatever games you want and whatnot. We'll cover them. But there's a lot of stuff to play. We cover Sonic, we cover Mario, we cover Nintendo. We dabble in a little bit of everything. So you know, it's never going to be just one thing. We will occasionally have our marathons like this where we do just straight up do like a bunch of games in a series all at once. And yeah, stuff like that will happen. So yeah, for now it's just going to be smaller stuff though. For up until, you know, the October games release, that's pretty much how it's going to be. So yeah, again, thank you all for joining me on this journey. It's been hella fun, and I hope to see you guys in some future endeavors. Alright, so I hope you all take care and have a good evening. And I hope you guys get better opinions, because, you know, that's clearly an issue here. So, anyway.
Hi.
Anyway, yeah, that's going to be it. So, alright. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I need to do my plug. Follow us on Twitch. We're trying to hit 50 followers. That's going to be... It's a good time here. We always have fun. You can interact with us. We can do sub goals once we hit 50. We're also going to have an official Discord server as well. So please follow us over on Twitch. Go follow us on Twitter as well if you want to know when we go live with the streams and everything like that. Or also post, retweet, and do other funny stuff. I'm going to post the tier list as well, so you can come argue with me in the comments if you want to. But I'm going to ignore you. Then... Then we got YouTube. We upload the VODs there sometimes if they feel like working. I'll get the one from yesterday up as soon as I can. This one will also be up, and the one from earlier today as well will also be up, and everything. Probably just stitched to yesterday's one if I can do that in time. The update is coming out and it's scaring me. So, God. And then lastly, we do short form content as well. Ow, Jesus Christ. Don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. We also do short form content, so if you like that, we got TikTok and YouTube Shorts and whatnot, so go follow those, and everything I mentioned is under Extra Zone Arcade. So anyway, that's it for me for today. Whew. My head hurts. Alright. Well, goodbye everyone.
Bye bye.